Hey! You! Listen to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Yeah. Like movies, music, television, and more?
Oh my god.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yes. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Is butter a carb? Will you stop eating?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Fezzi, are there rocks ahead?
If they are, we all be dead.
No more rhymes now, I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
Welcome, everyone, to a very special Valentine's Day episode of Foodies Watching Movies. I am your host, Veronica, and joining me today, as always, is Nate and Lauren. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Doing pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, drinking your coffee, enjoying it. Apple fritters.
And my Star-Lord mug.
Indeed.
I love drinking out of Star-Lord's head.
Weird. Also joining us today is Sara VanLaningham, one of the producers here on the Journey into Comics Network. How's it going,
me.
Sarah?
Hi. Hi, it's me.
Hi. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you decided to join us today.
Well, I was here doing stuff.
And we have lots of fun Valentine's Day stuff to talk about. Today we are exclusively going to be talking about one of my favorite movies, and also the only Valentine's Day movie that actually matters, The Princess Bride. Yes.
Awesome, lovely.
Nate said that he's only actually seen this movie once.
Fact.
I was horrified, as I've seen it probably over 10 billion times.
Hey, do you want to know something? Honest Trailers was dead on. The title of that movie scares little boys away. I would never have thought to see that when I was a little kid. I mean, really, because I didn't, Princess Bride, you think it's probably like a lovey thing. I wasn't into that. But then as an adult, I see the movie and I was like, okay, I can get down with this story. It's awesome. Andre the Giant's great. There's so many cool parts about
Billy
this
Crystal's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's in this movie. It's magnificent. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So let's get right into it. What are we doing today about The Princess Bride? You've got some things on the docket you wanted to discuss. How do we want to get into this? When's the first time you guys saw this movie, I guess, is a good way to start.
Well, this movie came out in 1987 or something like that, right? And I grew up with the VHS copy of it that I would watch repeatedly over and over every single day. It was my jam. And I still have it totally memorized word for word. And this movie is just so quotable. I mean, every character says their catch line a million times, so it kind of gets ingrained in you. And it's the most quotable movie I can think of, and it deserves to be because it's so fucking perfect.
Yeah, this was a slumber party movie back in the day.
Yeah,
growing
for sure.
up. Yeah, I used to watch this with my friends all the time. Good movie.
When was the first time you saw it?
I have no idea.
You don't really recall?
No, I mean...
early in your childhood?
Well, yeah, probably whenever it got released on cassette VHS or whatever, whenever it got released on tape. But yeah, everybody had that in their collection. It was just one of those things oh, you have Princess Bride? Yeah, of course.
Which is why I'm so surprised that you've only seen this movie one time, Nate.
Well, it wasn't... Yeah, did boys have slumber parties?
Not really.
I don't know.
When we did stuff as dudes together, what our boy parties, as it were, consisted of was going into one of our friends' basements with a Super Nintendo and just playing Turtles in Time until 6 in the goddamn morning.
So there was no Princess Bride.
But we were like, we were all jacked up on suicides because all we would do is like take every pop that the parents had bought for the party and just like mix everything together into super drinks and just be like, oh, this tastes so bad.
Oh my God, that sounds exactly what a little boy party would be.
That's dead on.
That's exactly it. A Midwestern little boy party.
There's no real fanfare in it, okay? There's nothing really that special. It's pretty standard.
So no Princess Bride.
No.
How about you, Lauren? When was the first time you watched this movie? Do you remember?
Probably, honestly, not until I was like 16 or 17.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising to me.
My friend Val grew up watching it. My best friend Val, she loved it growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed it to me when I was maybe probably like 16. Yeah.
Did you love it immediately?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Mandy Patinkin.
I know you do. We've talked about this before a couple of times. I love Mandy Patinkin as well. He
doesn't even look like the same person now.
No, because he's older and has the big bushily beard, you know, and he looks like this roguish Spaniard, you know, in Princess Bride. I mean, he was just so cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he was the rock star of that movie.
Even
to the character.
Even Carrie, what's his name? Carrie
Elwes?
Yeah.
My first love.
I mean,
he doesn't even look the same now. He was in.
He doesn't. No.
He was in Saw, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He played Dr. Gordon.
Yeah.
He's been in so many interesting movies.
Liar, Liar.
Yeah, he was the goober new boyfriend in Liar, Liar.
He was.
He was in Twister. Me and Nate's like one of our favorite movies.
He was in Twister.
The first movie we ever did for Foodies, you and I.
Yeah, we did the Twister review, and he was in that. He played the douchebag bad guy.
Yeah.
Jonas Miller.
He's a night crawler.
He's in it for the money, not the science.
God, we're the worst. Why do you
great.
guys like us?
You did it.
Yeah,
you
that
did
was
it.
amazing.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
The Princess Bride.
Carrie Elwes. Yeah,
Carrie
in his
Elwes.
movies. Yeah, he was in Saw.
I feel like this is one of his earliest roles. He's only like 19 or 20 in The Princess Bride.
I have no idea. He was very young. Yeah, look that.
Because I mean, he was only in his early 30s in the mid to late 90s when like Twister and Liar Liar were happening.
Ooh, I just remembered another movie he was in with Alicia Silverstone in like 1995 or something,
Really?
96, and it was like kind of like a Lolita thing where this girl was trying. What the fuck was it called? Baby. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but this like young. Like teenage girl was trying to seduce the next door neighbor, and he was the next door neighbor, and he wasn't like all about that underage shit, and she was like trying to blackmail him. It was a really weird, intense movie.
I don't know that one,
but he was still very handsome.
Pulling up the IMDb,
and he wrote a book. He wrote a book called As You Wish, and I still haven't read it, and I'm like ashamed to say that I haven't. And it was talking about his experience on The Princess Bride or something like that.
That sounds like it'd be a very interesting book to read.
Yeah, that sounds like something we should suggest to Joanna to check out.
I
bet she would like that. From literature.
Yeah.
So she does the literature podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the host of literature.
Totally.
An enlightened podcast about books.
So I'm going to blow your guys' minds. Carrie Elwes is British. He's from London.
Yeah, I knew that.
His real name is Ivan Simon Carrie Elwes.
That's a lot of names.
Yes.
That's a lot of names.
Has he been knighted?
No, he is not a sir.
Oversight.
All filmography, pulling it up. He's been in 118 things as an actor and recently played Andy Warhol.
Ooh.
In a movie called Billionaire Boys Club.
Never heard of it.
It's coming out this year, 2018.
I'd be interested
I
in
could
seeing
see
that.
him as Andy Warhol.
He voices John P. Jones in the Gettysburg Address, which comes out this year.
Can I just say, I need to interject right
Sure,
now.
please do.
I can't believe we haven't already mentioned, since we're talking about his filmography, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Well, yeah,
Like,
that was the other slumber party movie back in the day.
That was my favorite Mel Brooks movie growing
It
up.
was so silly.
I watched that. That was one of my night-night movies for many years. So, like, Carrie Elwes is, like, instilled in my heart forever as my 90s crush.
He was also in Days of Thunder and Hot Shots. I didn't know that. And Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, yeah, he was in that. I remember that one. That was such a really weird movie. What do you think about that movie, Lauren?
Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yeah, with Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman, who was super sexy in it, by the way. I'm saying it right now.
It's been ages since I've seen it. I seem to remember that I I thought that the acting was kind of bad.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Keanu was in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the worst. Anthony Hopkins was awful in it as Van Helsing. My God. It was like watching a terrible stage play, but it was just so like romantic and tragic and beautifully, like the costumes I loved. It was a 90s thing. Get over it.
Yeah. I think I watched it once. I don't think I watched it again after that.
It was terrible. It was like
I feel like I've seen Dracula. I feel like I've seen Dracula 2,000 more times than I've seen.
That's upsetting to me. That's funny. When I was in New York like 10 years ago, and we went, my mom and I were in New York, and she took me to go see Dracula the musical, and it was voted #1 worst musical of all time. So we went and saw it, and it lived up to its name. It was terrible.
Oh,
and there was
what
like
kind of terrible?
Oh, you would have loved it. It was so
That's
awful.
why I need to know.
It was so awful. Like, they were trying so hard to be serious, but we were just like laughing. Like it was, it was the worst. It definitely was the worst musical of all time. And I got to see it front row because nobody was there. And it was great, and I loved it. We had so much fun.
Oh, that's not awkward at all.
Well, we ended up going to that because originally we were going to go see the producers, but I got sick. I got food poisoning and had to leave and blah, blah, blah.
Got the worst. Got doubly punished.
Yeah, so she felt really bad that we missed the producers. So she's like, let's just get tickets to see Dracula the musical because you're weird and goth and whatever, and you'll love it. I'm like, okay, let's go. And we did it. It was awful. And we had a blast.
That's great. I'm sure the producers would have been much better.
Yeah,
for sure.
I got to see like the
first
15 minutes of the producers on Broadway, and then I got sick. I had to run to the bathroom and was like violently throwing up.
Oh.
We had eaten at like Planet Hollywood earlier.
Oh,
and something was not right, so I had to go home back to the hotel and
terrible.
Was like sweating all night. It was horrible.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Well, we're talking about The Princess Bride today, but we haven't like really given the listeners any kind of like overview of the movie. I think it's important, we might have listeners who's never seen this movie. So do you guys
I don't know of anybody
give...
that's never seen this movie.
Well, AP, until we brought it up, hadn't seen this movie. He's going to be on later today in the episode. He and I are going to do a little thing where he's going to talk with me about what he thought about the episode, and we're going to we have a whole plan. Because he couldn't be here today, the weather's awful.
Yeah, we're in snowpocalypse 2018.
Yeah, we got like 14 inches of snow.
It's been crazy.
I'm hoping that this will be like the first and the last snowstorm.
Get it the fuck over with.
Of this winter.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting really tired of it. I'm so over this winter.
Well, I shoveled a hole into my hand, as you can see.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah. So
You've probably shoveled your drive like what, at least 10 times this week.
Yeah, I would say at this point, because I'm kind of obsessing about it now. Like, I want it to be as clear as possible because how bad the snow has been.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hate having a messy drive when it's already shitty out and it just compacts. You're not enjoying going places.
Yeah.
At least with the drive done, it's like, oh, fuck, we got to go somewhere. So what? Our drive's clear. It's not a big deal. So I've just been trying to stay on top of it, and that includes, shoveling at 2 a.m. And as soon as I
just need to get like a functional snowblower.
I need to
and that will solve everything.
I just need to get fuel for my snowblower. That's all it comes down to.
That's all you need to do.
And then it'll be fully
Solutions
functioning.
are everywhere.
Totally. But let's get back to the movie.
Okay.
Princess Bride.
It's so good.
So it starts with Fred Savage. Right?
Oh, actually, I wanted to say something really quick.
Do
Sorry.
it.
I was just thinking about it before I forget.
Sure.
The reason that we decided to do this movie for our podcast today, despite it being a great movie for Valentine's Day, as this is our Valentine's Day special and whatnot, we thought it's just like been out in the ether lately because of the new Andre the Giant documentary that's coming out, and it got me like, that movie looks so good. I'm so stoked to see that movie.
Is that an HBO special or Showtime or something?
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
I have no idea. But have you guys seen the trailer for the new Andre the Giant documentary?
No.
I'll pull it up for him.
It looks so good.
When did he pass away?
1993, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like all these questions. Hold on. Okay, first of all, Andre the Giant. Let's see. We'll go to his he died January 27th of 93. He was 7'4", and 520 pounds.
I guess he was this legendary alcoholic because he was in so much pain all the time from wrestling and his just body hurting.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
That way. And he, one of the things that I was looking forward to reading about in Carrie Elwes's book, As You Wish, was the stuff about Andre the Giant, because I grew up loving him, you know, in this movie particularly. He's so funny, and he's originally French, right? He's from France, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's
Andre,
French.
That's French.
I'm pretty sure that he's French.
He is a French-Canadian wrestler.
Oh, okay.
French-Canadian.
Okay. Can you guys see this?
Are we watching this trailer right now?
Lauren, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Fans, take a look at this. Can you believe that? Perhaps even, let's compare it to the size of my head. Andre the...
His hand is bigger than D10.
From Grenoble in the French Alps, weighing 477 pounds.
It would not be fair to pit anyone against him.
No, it's crazy.
He would crush anyone just by looking at them, pretty much.
He kept everybody in line. He was the guy.
He was famous on a different level. Literally the biggest celebrity in the world.
He's so sweet. It is HBO Sports
I feel like he was a gentle giant, though.
You knew that you were seeing something unique in the world.
Jesus. Andre was an attraction.
Wow.
There was no level of comfort. It had to be an uncomfortable life.
There's only one.
They think of him as this legendary drinker. He drank because he was in pain.
People would not leave him alone.
The reality of who he was getting more intense on him. He knew he wasn't going to live long.
Month after month, you can see Andre failing.
Andre commanded great respect. He was not the most articulate man in the world.
Look at me when I'm talking to
He
you.
spoke in other ways.
Oh, boy, look at that.
He was a figure of the imagination come to life.
Mother Nature has done something really magnificent here.
He did sports entertainment before there was sports entertainment.
I can't believe it. This is unreal.
April 10th, HBO, Andre the Giant. I can't wait.
So we'll be covering that on the Foodies. That's like right around there. We'll make sure to get it
Definitely.
and watch it. Interesting to note, and this is going to be a little crossover here. So Andre the Giant famously is known for one moment in professional wrestling more than anything else, and that's the third WrestleMania. Andre versus Hulk Hogan. Hogan lifted Andre up and body slams him, wins the match. So it's cool because that's when Andre, he was kind of on his way out,
Right.
and he gave Hulk the rub, and then Hulkamania just exploded, you know.
Right,
So
that
he is the
launched him.
catalyst for so much in this world. It's amazing. It's totally
and he's
incredible.
I feel like he made wrestling like more of a spectacle, like because of,
Absolutely.
like what he was like that showpiece, like, you know, like he was the attraction, and that like just made that whole thing snowball into making as big a spectacle as they can make it.
I
like
mean,
he gave birth to that, like that showmanship to
it's
it.
kind of the circus freak show side of it, where people saw the spectacle of,
Right.
look at this dude. He is
I don't
ridiculous.
think professional wrestling would be anything like it is today without him.
I agree with you like 10 million %, because Andre definitely paved the way, and there's some really hilarious famous stories. I guess one time in like at a house show, and that's when you wrestle not live on TV. It's just for people who are, you know, local or whatever. Ultimate Warrior potatoed, which means to really actually punch Andre in the face. And Andre didn't really care for that too much. So when Warrior came off the ropes, he knocked him unconscious, like for real in the ring. Just one punch KO'd him.
Damn.
Because it was like, come on, man. Why would you really hit me? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I can do to you? Look
Yeah.
at my fist. It's bigger than your whole fucking face, bro.
Yeah.
You know? So, and of course, then Andre drinking like 126 beers, famously, I think, was the story of it. One of the, you know, after parties or whatever. But that documentary looks incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So did he die from alcohol-related issues, or did he die because of whatever genetic... Didn't he have some kind of genetic disorder that made him...
He did, yeah. I'm going to pull that. I had that pulled up here.
I think, wasn't he like in pain and stuff just like because of his
Yeah, probably because of his bones
like
and
the
like
stress
his
on
muscles.
his
and
body just
not
from
just from
being-
wrestling, but just from
Yeah.
being alive, kind of.
Right. That's they say that about people that are
He died of
tall,
congestive
big like
heart
that.
failure. That's what it says.
Stress, like yeah.
Congestive heart failure in '93. He was 46.
Does it say what kind of disorder he had, or like what he was born with? I feel like he was born with something.
Giantism.
Giantism, yeah.
Which is an excessive. He has an excessive growth
Giantism,
growth
yeah.
hormone, which caused.
I probably just put more stress on his heart.
Yeah. It would have to. I mean, I don't know.
Being a very small person, I could not imagine being that big.
He was a one-time WWF champ, one-time WWF tag champ, which is interesting, and he was the sole inaugural inductee in the 1993 WWE Hall of Fame. They created the Hall of Fame for Andre.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I got super sucked in reading about Andre the Giant's death on Wikipedia, and I was like, oh God, I need to come up for air. This is sad.
Yeah,
I guess
well,
he
let's
was in
switch
Paris
gears.
for like his father's funeral, and then he passed away of congestive heart failure in his hotel. But and it says that he was cremated.
Oh,
Would have to be. I mean,
yeah.
His ashes were scattered at his ranch in North Carolina, or something like that.
oh sweet. He was an awesome, monstrous role in The Princess Bride, which is what we're doing.
He was so perfectly cast for that character. He was brought such a sweetness and gentleness to this like
Fezzik,
yeah.
yeah.
And I loved his relationship with Inigo. Like their bromance was perfect as well. My favorite thing about their bromance was the little rhyming game they would play.
Who played the little balding guy that was on the boat at the beginning?
Inconceivable?
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be at the Indiana Comic-Con or something this year.
Yeah.
I saw that online or something. He was hilarious. I read a thing about him saying that he was afraid that Rob Reiner, the director, was going to fire him because he didn't think that he was funny. And Rob Reiner was like, "We cast you because you're hilarious in this role. Just be yourself. That's all you got to do. That's what's funny." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
And that's why it worked.
And that's why he was so funny as this Sicilian assassin.
You mentioned the rhyming game. We used part of that for the intro to today's show.
Anybody want a peanut?
Yep.
Gets so mad about it. He's like the mother hen to that trio. Like, got to keep his idiots in line.
Yeah.
It's weird because this movie is based on a real book, and in the movie, it's the story of the book. But it's not
Right,
the
it's
real
a
story of the book.
right. Yeah, it's
That's so weird. That's Incept-a-book.
Yeah. I never read The Princess Bride.
No, you did not.
I didn't either.
Okay, well, I think that, we're about 25 minutes in here, so I'm going to throw down the gauntlet because we're going to go head-to-head here. I'm going to play the moderator, and we're going to do some Princess Bride trivia. How's that sound? Okay.
I'm going to win.
Okay, well, hold on now.
I don't know, maybe Lauren and I'll tie.
There's...
And I haven't rewatched it.
I know.
Really
You're going
long
into this
time.
cold.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Show your stuff. Show your stuff.
Well,
you know, you just think
it's going to
about
be
it.
a little bit.
Okay, so here's the deal. We have to figure out a way for you guys to, like, buzz in. So think
Can
of,
we
like...
just, like, do that?
Well, but if everybody does it at the same time, how do I know? Right?
You have to be watching.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I have to watch you guys slap the table. Fine, fair
do you
enough.
think of it? Can you think of
Well,
a different
I was
way
gonna
to
say
do
we
it?
could do call-outs where you have, like, a 3-word phrase that you say, like, "I love Lucy" or something, and that's your sign-in.
I won't remember that.
Okay, well, it didn't have to be that. That was an example. She's like, I wouldn't remember that. Okay. So, okay.
Can we do it where we just like take turns instead of having like a buzz-in thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Can
Who
we
wants-
roll for questions?
Okay, sure. You guys want
Do
to
you have
fill
a
a
list?
couple seconds and let me go grab a die?
Okay.
Sure.
That's fine.
This is not that I'm going to be able to answer many of the questions. I don't
I
know
hope they're
names.
good.
I'm bad
I
with
hope
names.
they're really good questions.
I'm very bad with names.
I love trivia. I really love trivia.
I know. To
Fill
the point
your-
of rage.
Fill your brains with shit, you know?
I'm good at some trivia. Like, I'm really good at Buffy trivia. I'm really good at Doctor Who trivia.
Yes.
I do okay with Doctor Who, I think. Trivia. I do all right with that.
I'm really good at Lord of the Rings trivia. I was on this app. I forget what it's called. Quiz Up is the name of the app. Mm-hmm. And I was ranked like number 3 in Indiana on Lord of the Rings trivia.
That's great. Wow, congrats, man.
I wish I had a crown to give you.
Oh, yeah.
A tiara.
Nathaniel's back. Did you find a die?
I did. I brought the awesome purple and gold die. Each one of you should roll it. Okay. Whoever gets the highest can choose first or last. Okay. And then we'll just go around. Lauren, you want to roll first?
Okay.
3. Sarah. 8. 13.
Hey,
that's
lucky
a number. That's awesome.
I'll go first.
Okay. First question out the gate. Why do Buttercup and Wesley pledge to outlive each other? Why do Buttercup and Wesley pledge to outlive each other?
Other than the fact that they love each other?
I was just going to say,
what a stupid question.
I'm just, it's on the site. I didn't pick it. I'm just reading from a site.
That's dumb. I request a new question.
That question is so open-ended, first of all.
Was there a specific... What's the answer?
Well, it says Wesley and Buttercup promise to outlive one another so that they'll never, ever have to be apart. So that's a line in the movie. It says their love is deep. Wesley devoted to Buttercup from the very start. He works, and then it just kind of ends because it's a.
That wasn't a line in the movie.
These are okay. So then this is a bad quiz.
Oh no!
I guess I don't know.
Let's see what the next question is. Let's go on.
So
Move
weird.
on. You requested a new question.
I did. I requested a new question, please.
New question, please.
1 second. I have to pull it up.
It's okay. We're doing this on the fly.
Well, no, I had something, and I thought those were smart questions. These are going to be stupid easy. I hate this one.
Oh no!
Like I could answer all these, and I know very little about the movie. I wanted to have like a good trivia.
Yeah, go deep.
Okay.
Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
Let me see if there's a Princess Bride quiz on Quiz Up.
I've never used Quiz Up.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Sporkle.
is.
Sporkle was fun.
I don't know
like
what that
10
is
years
either.
ago. Oh, I was so good at it would be like name every president.
Oh, okay. I have some.
Order,
Okay, I've got some.
Or like by year, and I knew every single one.
Okay, I've got better questions, and they are definitely from the movie.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, I'm ready.
What was Indigo's life dream?
To avenge his father's death and kill the six-finger man.
I will accept it. That is the correct answer. Mark a point for yourself. Can you keep tally of the points? Okay.
You can just put like 0 for mine because I'm probably not going to know anything.
Never say never. Let's see what happens.
It's been a really long time since I've seen this movie.
Well, it's your turn.
Okay. Well,
Nathaniel.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
That's all you can do.
Okay, during the sword fight between Wesley and Indigo, what oddity can be noticed about the terrain?
About the terrain?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What oddity?
It says during the sword fight between Wesley and Indigo, what oddity can be noticed about the terrain? When I give the answer,
wasn't it like on like the edge of like a cliff?
That's what I was thinking, like cliffs or hills or something.
Yeah, super rocky.
Yeah, but
and there was like,
that's all
I
I
know
got.
The answer.
That's all I got.
I know the answer. Can I answer it? I won't.
Well, I don't. That's all I got for.
We don't
the
need
answer.
to keep score. Let's just answer these questions.
okay, sure. What do you think the answer is?
I think the answer is there was like a turret carved into the stone at one point when he was like sword fighting with him. He like pushed Mandy Patinkin, pushed Cary Elwes like over it, and it was like cut out like a turret. Is that what it is?
A very obvious mat cushions their fall
lame.
and sends off a cloud of dust. The scene is hilarious. When Wesley and Indigo perform their gymnastic feat, the mat raises several inches off the ground and is easily seen.
Ooh, I've never noticed that before. I'm going to have to pay attention to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I just thought they meant like what was weird about that scene. I was like, well, it was rocky and a cliff. Maybe the fact that it was like
hills
a tower or
and,
something.
Yeah, whatever.
Next question. Lauren, you can field this next one.
Okay.
Who plays the narrator of the story?
Isn't it the old man, the grandpa?
Yeah. Do you know the actor?
I mean, that's technically acceptable because it does say He could be, he is the grandfather.
Oh, it's Peter Falk.
Yes.
He was Columbo.
Correct.
I love his voice.
Oh.
In the Honest trailer, I made Nate watch the Honest trailer to kind of refresh his memory about this movie since he'd only seen it one time. And it was they did a little sketch where they superimposed his voice over the other characters while they were saying like romantic things, like having it be Columbo saying it in his voice, and it was hilarious. Like, as you wish.
Next question. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Where does locaine powder come from?
Iocane.
Iocane. It looks like an L.
Comes from Australia.
Does.
As everyone knows.
Okay, next. Which of these is not a name Buttercup calls Wesley during the movie? Which of these is not a name Buttercup calls Wesley during the movie? Farm Boy, Killer, My Sweet Wesley, My One True Love.
Killer.
Okay.
My One True Love.
Okay.
I don't know. Killer.
It is My One True Love. She calls Wesley a killer when he gets his Dread Pirate Roberts disguise. I've loved you more deeply than a killer like yourself could ever dream.
Oh.
Ah.
Drama.
Finish the quote. I know who you are. You're Dread Pirate Roberts. Admit it. Blank.
With pride. What can I do for you?
Only after she tells
You die
him.
slowly and crash into 1,000 pieces. That's right. I know the whole fucking movie. Whatever.
I don't.
I'm going to need to excuse myself. I need to go to the bathroom again.
Oh, sure. No worries. You drank a lot of water today.
Peace out.
Enjoy yourself.
If this was about Billy Madison, this would be a different story.
It can definitely be about Billy Madison.
Because
we can change the course of this podcast anytime you want, Sarah.
True. There's no real agenda.
We're
We hold the
goddamn
keys.
grown-ups. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We can do a Billy Madison quiz after this. I'm down.
Okay.
We can do a couple.
I'm not trying to throw down or anything. I'm
No,
just saying,
I am super.
there's other
challenge
movies out there
accepted.
that I know better than this one.
Challenge accepted. Any more Princess Bride ones?
Oh, tons.
Okay, give us some good ones.
What reason does Wesley give for wearing a mask?
They're terribly comfortable.
Yep. When Wesley is fighting Fezzik is curious and asks Wesley why he is wearing a mask. Wesley tells him that they are terribly comfortable and that he predicts they will soon be all the rage again. What does Indigo swear by so that Wesley trusts him to throw down the rope?
The sword of his father.
Incorrect.
Wait, hold on. What's the...
Uh-oh.
What does Indigo swear by so that Wesley trusts him to throw down the rope?
He said, I swear on the sword of my father, Domingo Montoya, you will reach the top alive.
The soul of his father, not the sword.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought he said sword because he was obsessed with his father's sword. And he had a very thick Spanish accent.
Oh.
Thing says soul.
Well, they're probably fucking wrong.
No. It seems like this has
challenging that.
Well, we're going to have to look that up and see.
Oh, yeah, we'll watch it and have the subtitles on or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes those are wrong, too, though.
That's true.
Right.
Shit, what are we going to do?
Let me
use
listen.
our judgment.
Yeah. Right at the beginning of the film, the camera cuts in on a little boy playing a video game. What type of game is it? Oh, I know this.
What is it?
Well,
you know
I know it because
it was like a baseball game.
It's baseball on the NES.
Yeah.
It's the original baseball.
I remember the intro to The Princess Bride, and it was that him playing that video game, and I loved like hearing the music of the game because I was like, oh my god, this movie's gonna start now. I'm so excited.
What is the? Oh, go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I would like watch this movie every time I was homesick from school.
Aw.
Yeah, it was my jam.
It was your feel better movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so nice. What is the first thing Buttercup tells Wesley to do? The first command.
Is it about the horse saddle?
Yeah.
Okay, she says that she wants to see her face shining in it by morning because she's a bitch. Bossy
Bingo.
little bitch.
Got it.
I'm just kidding. She's not a bitch. She's Buttercup.
Oh, this one's hard. Ooh, this is difficult. What sports team is on the grandson's pajamas at the beginning of the movie?
Is it Giants? No, wait, don't tell me. Let me think. I don't remember. Oh, I was going to say the Bears.
It
Damn
was
it.
the Bears.
We're like in the region and everything.
Yeah.
I should have remembered that. Sorry.
No worries. Who was Dread Pirate Roberts directly before Wesley?
It was such a weird name.
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
No.
No.
It's a very white boy name.
Oh, okay, hold on. Ryan?
Yep. Wow, that was very good. He tells this to Buttercup during the fire swamp scene. Who plays Vizzini?
Vicini? Wallace Shawn.
Correct.
You already asked me that.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Is there mail or something?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. The first thing you hear once the movie has started is...
The NES game. It's a baseball sound.
Actually, you hear a boy coughing.
Oh.
That's what they have first, is the cough.
God, specific. All right, one more, and then we're moving on to Billy Madison quiz. I'm getting tired of answering all of them.
Well, sorry, I don't know.
No, it's okay. I'm still enjoying it.
I don't know any of the answers.
Let's see.
Now, I would know them if I had watched them.
What formation... Okay. What formation did the Man in Black climb up along with Fezzik, Indigo, and Vizzini?
The Cliffs of Insanity.
Bingo. Okay, moving on.
Okay, so we did pretty good.
Is there anything...
You did pretty good.
I did pretty good.
Is there anything else we want to do, discuss, involve the Princess Bride before we depart this part of the conversation? So...
I just want to say, if you haven't seen The Princess Bride, you're really missing out. It's a great movie for children, but actually for adults. It's funny. It's got giants, monsters, chases, escapes, revenge, true love, miracles. It's got everything.
Catchphrases.
They're
like
galore.
Professional wrestlers.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. My name is Indigo Montoya.
Lauren, is there anything you want to say about The Princess Bride before we move on?
Nothing I can really think of. I really liked Billy Crystal's character in this movie.
Oh my God, yeah. He was so great as Miracle Max in this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess he would walk around the set with his makeup on and nobody knew it was like really him at first or whatever, and he was just messing with people.
Yeah.
And Carol Kane is his wife in it. Valerie. She's probably one of my favorite characters in this movie. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
I think it's an obligation for us to rate this movie before we go. It's always our kind of jam to do out of 5 pizza slices. So, out of 5 pizza slices, I'm giving this like a 3.5. Just for me, because I've only seen it once. I need to let it like resonate.
I don't think you should be allowed to vote until you rewatch it.
Fine,
because I'm going to say 5 out of 5 pizza slices.
No, you're biased.
Huh?
You're biased.
They're supreme pizza
They're
slices.
Supremes.
Not just cheese. Not just cheese.
Wunderbar.
Not just pepperoni. Supreme.
Supreme.
You don't even like all the stuff on a Supreme pizza.
But it's extra. That's how much I love this movie.
Damn. It's like level up. Lauren?
I'd have to go with like a 4.8.
Damn.
Yes.
Wow, I feel like I'm totally outnumbered on this. Any toppings? Any way to extrafy this?
I want pizza again.
It's hard to compete with the Supreme goodness.
Probably just sausage, bacon, and avocado.
That
little
sounds
extra.
Delicious. Sounds real good, Sarah.
I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. I'm going to take the middle road.
Sure.
Fair.
Cool. Yeah. Just because I watched it a lot when I was a kid, but clearly I didn't retain as much as I did from other movies. So that's what knocked it down 1.
I see.
But a more recent rewatch might affect my rating on another day.
I propose that we rewatch it.
Come back. Also, I do have something coming out of this that we can discuss before we get into that other trivia you guys wanted to do. They want to do Billy Madison trivia. How are you on Billy Madison knowledge?
Not very good.
Same also as well.
I don't really like Adam Sandler.
Oh, we can beef
Old
on
Adam
that.
Sandler or new Adam Sandler or just him all together?
Just him all together.
Fair.
The only Adam Sandler movie that I really like, and I only like it because I remember it growing up, or the only 2 movies I really liked were Big Daddy and Little Nicky.
Little Nicky's my jam.
Nate loves Little Nicky.
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit.
You know, like
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
My brother Adrian hit me in the face with a shovel.
you know, like
God, that movie was weird.
It's just a super devil juice Dad gave me.
Super devil juice.
Give me that, you little girl.
I went to go see that movie. Funny story. I went to go see that movie with my best friend Val and her mom and her brother.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be an uncomfortable movie to see with a mom, I would think.
Oh man,
yeah.
Tithead, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah,
It's a little out there.
Yeah.
Little Nicky.
Who is that?
I
That's Tithead. Kevin Nealon.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was Rob Schneider in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
he
feel
had
like,
a cameo.
Yeah.
He was like a
You
naked
can do
farmer.
it.
Yeah.
Cover him in bees.
Oh, yeah.
His fucking head off or something.
Who was his love interest? Wasn't it Patricia Arquette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Patricia
With your
Arquette.
heart shaped tiny. I don't know why I said that.
She was weird. She was a weird character in that movie. Patricia Arquette always plays weird characters, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little Nicky could kind of be a Valentine's Day movie. I mean, it is ultimately
a love story.
It ultimately ends with a baby. That movie's so strange and awesome and bizarre.
I love the end of Little Nicky. The last scene in it is his buddies used their money to like stock an airplane full of like booze and bud and good tunes, and then they crashed the plane because they didn't actually hire a pilot. And then the last scene is just them like being super happy jamming in hell in Little Nicky's
in
bedroom.
Nicky's room, yeah.
Yeah, they're like so happy to be living in hell and being metal.
I can pull up a trivia about Little Nicky if we want. There's only 3. There's only one. There's one with only 10 questions. Is that good?
Okay.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I'm gonna ask this to you guys. See how it rolls. No, what?
So Little Nicky and The Princess Bride are our Valentine's Day movies.
We have issues.
Wow.
We have issues, guys.
Wow.
It's all right.
Well,
Living up
It
to
makes
them.
sense because there's 3 women here and Nathaniel, and Nathaniel
I
loves
feel
Little
severely
Nicky.
outnumbered. Yeah.
Even though Lauren brought up Little Nicky. I will say that. Not me.
Okay, when we first saw Nicky, he was pretending to play guitar while listening to a famous band. Who was it? I know the answer, but I won't say. Who was it?
Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Okay, Sarah, any guess? First seen Nicky, he was pretending to play guitar while listening to what famous rock
I'm
band?
going to say AC/DC. That's a guess.
Back to you.
Oh, man. I know it's not Kiss. I'm not saying Kiss. Hold on.
Who was the band? Who was the band that?
Judas Priest, maybe.
I was gonna say Judas
Just
Priest.
say JP.
It's funny because Judas Priest, Styx, and Led Zeppelin are on this list. However, the correct answer is Van Halen.
Dang.
Running with the Devil. It's that
I
bass
was
line.
just gonna say.
Don't.
I thought it was going to be Highway to Hell. AC/DC.
No, that's Shout at the
I
Devil.
know. I kept singing
Shout
that.
at the
That's what I was
Devil.
like, no, it's not that. It's not Kiss. It's not. But God damn it.
It's Halen.
It was in there. It just couldn't come out of my head.
Knowing that he has ruled over the underworld for the past 10,000 years, the devil, played by Harvey Keitel, the devil himself, decides to call on Nicky and his brothers to make a decision on who would rule for the next 10,000 years. What was the devil's decision on who would rule?
He decided that he would himself continue to rule.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the correct answer. What item was given to Nicky for the purpose of capturing his brothers? Pretty easy.
The flask.
The flask, yep.
I'm from the South. I'm from the blank South.
Complete the quotation, said by Nicky.
Deep.
Yes.
I'm from the deep South.
Where did Nicky apprehend his first brother Cassius?
Was it at the train station? Was it?
Oh, first, yeah.
Was it in the subway?
Okay, that's a guess.
I thought it was at the basketball game.
That's a guess.
I don't have a guess. I don't know. I'm going to say basketball game.
It was the basketball game because he's Dana
The Globetrotters
Carvey.
game.
Yep.
Didn't he get one of them in the subway?
He tries and fails. Adrian tricks him because he sweats. Remember, the dudes are sweating and because he's like, doesn't alcohol lower your blood temperature? And they're sweating really bad because they're trying to trick him. Doesn't work.
I don't remember either.
And then Nicky gets sent back to hell because he gets thrown onto the subway.
Oh, yeah.
He gets hit by the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably a question later. Which is one of the these are not one of the ways Nicky is killed in the movie? A, drowned in a bathtub. B, choked on Popeye's chicken. C, hit by train. D, smashed over the head by large rock.
Popeye's chicken.
Mm-hmm. Popeye's chicken?
Yes, it is.
Now I want Popeye's chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. What drink did Peter and John say they had in order to try and fool Adrian into getting captured?
I don't know.
Super Devil Juice?
No, they don't offer him Super Devil Juice.
Wait, repeat the question.
What drink did Peter and John say? Those are the metal dudes.
Oh, yeah.
In order to try and fool
schnapps.
Adrian into getting captured. What kind of schnapps?
Peppermint schnapps.
Bingo. After Nicky was sent to heaven, he met his mother, who happened to be an angel. He also met a very familiar character who appeared in Adam Sandler's 1996 movie Happy Gilmore. What is this character's name?
It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
I cannot remember his name.
He's their dance instructor.
Okay, I'll give you some clues. Shooter McGavin, Virginia Vanette, Grandma Gilmore, Chubbs Peterson.
Chubbs.
It is Chubbs. After meeting his mother, Nicky was entrusted a special item that was given to him by God himself. What was that item?
It's like a ball of inner light or something. Let out the good.
An orb with angelic powers.
Who played his mom?
Reese Witherspoon.
Yep. It was Reese Witherspoon. Who was responsible for catching Adrian and finally sealing him away in the container that Nicky was given?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Correct.
He bit off his fucking head.
You can do it. Bite his head off.
Bite his freaking head off. That's what he said.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so I think we got 100% on this trivia.
And he hands her a big rock.
Oh, I didn't write an answer for Deep South, so they didn't give it to us, but we got a 10 out of 10. Scored 135 points, what? Or 150 points, what? Anyways, what else do we want to talk about today?
I've been enjoying the trivia. That was
fun.
fun.
That's different, a little outside the lines of what we typically do here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what we should talk about? How us foodies totally made a gigantic fuck up. And I want to fix this
we
fuck
need
up
to
right
talk
now.
about something
So
from last
Lauren,
episode.
We're gonna probably all give our opinion for best animated feature film, and here's why.
For our Oscar picks this year.
When we were explaining what these were, I could not place one of these movies, and if I would have been able to place it and explain to you guys what it was, you would have immediately known what it was, and we probably all would have picked it. So, Loving Vincent is the Vincent van Gogh movie that was hand-painted. Every shot in the movie is painted in his style, like Starry Night, to recreate the whole movie.
It's all just paintings.
100%.
Every single
yes,
scene
correct.
is different paintings.
It's probably going to be incredibly sad. I have it. We haven't watched it yet.
I can't wait to
I
watch
remember
it.
seeing the trailer for that, and I was like, oh my God, that movie looks great. And like I said, the animation is beautiful because it's like Starry Night moving in every scene. It's incredible what they did. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Mm-mm.
Maybe I should pull that up.
Oh, man.
I think
I did go see The Shape of Water, though.
Ooh, let's talk about it. What did you think? We haven't seen it yet. But we would love to get your
We've
review
been
and opinion on it.
procrastinating.
I thought it was amazing. It was very strange how it ended up. I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
All right, well, we can do a review after we've all seen it. We'll tell AP to check it out. And has he seen it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
AP
seen
saw it? Okay.
AP finally saw I, Tonya. We'll be talking about that later in the episode
good.
today, too. So
Yeah, we're going to make this kind of like a two-part episode.
that's kind of the theme this week.
Yeah.
Is two-parters. The weather has caused all these two-parters.
Yeah,
Monday,
JIC will be a two-parter, right?
well, we already did it, according to the way the week works, even though we haven't done it yet. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, time traveling again. Podcast time
but
travel.
we will have already done JIC, where V's going to be half of the episode's guest host, and then AP and Brando's going to come and then do the other half with me. Things got a little wonky, and we had to make some adjustments. So I found the trailer here, and let's.
Vincent van Gogh killed himself?
How does a man go from calm to suicidal in 6 weeks?
Vincent left this letter.
Theo van Gogh. That's Vincent's brother, isn't it?
I don't see the point in delivering a dead man's letter.
So, if you had died and there was a letter out there that you had sent to me, I'd want it.
So, what brings you to over?
I want to do something for Vincent.
You're not going to stir things up again, are you? You've had quite enough weeping over that nutcase.
His neighbours and the police and the whole town against an ill man.
Vincent, what have you done?
We all knew something was very wrong.
Vincent! If only I could have been one of them.
Great artists are not peaceful souls. That is the price of your path. Is it worth it?
Did he change his mind? Did he want to live after all?
You want to know so much about his death. But what do you know of his life?
What did you do for him? I would like to show by my work what this nobody has in his heart. Your loving Vincent.
Man,
I mean,
I can't wait to see this movie.
That's like a clear-cut gonna be the Oscar winner.
It's obvious that
sorry,
it's gotta win.
I don't give a fuck about Ferdinand or Coco or Boss Baby, or I didn't see the trailer for Breadwinner, so I'm not going to judge it. But the other three are like the goofy animated kids movie things, and that Loving Vincent was just like, whoa.
It's the first fully painted feature picture.
Yeah, it looks like beautiful. It looks beautiful. It looks like the story. I hope the story isn't like over romanticized. It looks very romanticized.
Dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, which I guess it's Hollywood. You know, movies are movies. But
no, I just want to go home and watch the Doctor Who episode.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. It's one of the best ones. I cry every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
It's
yeah, they get you.
That's one of those like incredible things that Doctor Who has been able to just nail and hit on the head, is bringing these legendary history moments,
characters
like the Winston Churchill episodes
mm-hmm.
are also some of my favorites. Like when they do
the actor who plays Winston Churchill for Doctor Who does an amazing job.
Yeah, he's great.
Absolutely. I was trying to think because he's in he does Churchill when they meet the Dalek during the Blitz,
mm-hmm.
and that's 11. And then he played Churchill again during the Pandorica, right? Because time's all fucked up and on top of itself, and like time isn't moving and everything's It's crazy. I love Doctor Who. We always go back.
I was just gonna say, I love how almost every podcast or conversation we have always evolves into Doctor Who.
Doctor Who somehow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to whenever we start our Doctor Who podcast spinoff.
So I think, by the way, I want to mention that I only need one more movie to have all of the best pictures. And I want to try to watch all of them before the Oscars.
That's going to be quite the undertaking, because there's a few that we haven't seen, like most.
Well, most of them, yeah. Like Get Out is the only one we have seen.
And, yeah.
But I mean, the other ones.
I saw The Shape of Water and I saw Get Out. That's it. I haven't seen Dunkirk. I haven't seen the what's the one? The Memphis or.
Oh, 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah.
That looks like it's going to be awesome too. I can't wait to watch these movies though, and have a better opinion of what I want to see win. Because I feel like Get Out kind of won my vote just because it was awesome, and I also have seen it.
Yeah.
So it's just of course I want Get Out to win.
I still feel, even after seeing The Shape of Water, that Get Out should win.
Okay, so that's actually interesting to note that you kind of preferred Get Out a little bit over.
I want Guillermo del Toro to win Best Director.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did you guys see, speaking of Guillermo del Toro, I put it in the Foodies group. I found a video. It's 3 hours long. It's all the directors for Best Picture in a room talking to each other.
For this year's Oscars?
For this year. It's amazing. It's like got Chris Nolan and Jordan Peele and Guillermo del Toro and Greta, what's her? I can't
Gerwig.
think. Is she on here?
She did Lady Bird.
She is on here, Greta Gerwig. I couldn't remember her last name.
She did Lady Bird.
I haven't seen Lady Bird yet, but I still want to.
And I don't, maybe Paul Thomas Anderson wasn't in that conversation, but maybe he was. But it's a bunch of the best picture nom directors.
Maybe we can share that on our Facebook.
Yeah, we'll do that for
link.
sure. Absolutely.
I'm still mad that Lorde did not win the Grammy for Best Album of the Year, and instead it went to fucking Bruno Mars.
I didn't watch the Grammys. I'm so out of touch with music in that regard.
I didn't even know the Grammys had happened yet. My bad.
I made a big, huge rant on it on Facebook about it. About because one
I
of
love
my
Lauren's famous rants.
I'm going now.
I made it maybe like Sunday night.
This may take a minute. Okay.
That's how you should title them from now on. Lauren's famous rants.
As I'm going here, you guys should totally be still speaking and filling space and time.
What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find her famous rant.
Oh.
It's Sunday night. It was the night of the Super Bowl. I came home and I was really mad because Justin Timberlake's performance at the Super Bowl, it was good, but I'm just tired of all this pop bullshit music winning out.
Found it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Found it. Do you want to just read your post, or should I? Or how do you want? How
You
should we
can
do
read
this?
it.
You want me to read it? Okay. This is okay. Cool. Okay. LOL. So obviously, I am an idiotic little girl for finding Lorde's music far beyond her years, and for finding Bruno Mars's music and Justin Timberlake's music, for that matter, just more pop bullshit. I vibe that. Call me crazy if you want, but I'd much rather hear from a young woman exploring the landscapes of heartbreak, solitude, and loneliness through her music, all things that I am very familiar with, than from a man churning out another fucking banger to the masses. Awesome liner, by the way. Banger, I love that. But I digress, which is to say that I stray from the point, and the point is that I don't really care what anyone thinks of me or my viewpoints on music, movies, television shows, books, politics, religion, and the fucking food I eat, etc. I am all those things. I'm a whole person, just a set of opinions of her own, and they are just as valid as anyone else's. Yes, I'm angry. Good night. Hot damn. I feel like when you wrote that post, you like you posted it and like you found a mannequin head and just smacked the fuck out of it, just like
splashed a martini on it.
Yeah, just
drama.
Bastard.
Slam the door and walk away.
Put on feather boa involved.
Your kimono.
Oh, kimono. I want a kimono.
Yeah, if we were living Twin Peaks, that would have been a Catherine moment.
Oh, total Catherine moment.
You guys like that Twin Peaks quite a bit. You three have seen it. I'm not on it yet. Another.
Catherine.
It's amazing. The third season on Showtime is amazing.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. We've been binge watching.
Do you
Twin
guys have
Peaks.
Showtime?
No. We will acquire this season.
We will acquire this season. Come hell and
yeah,
high water.
No worries there.
It came out on DVD this past Christmas season.
Great,
even easier to acquire.
Great. I just got a phone call from my local video store saying that I had been selected to have half off movie rentals and like 3 free rentals and get my overdue balance wiped.
Oh boy!
I won a thing, and I was like, great, I'll definitely do that because that's why I haven't been to the video store in so long.
I wonder if that's from when I put in one of those answers from the Iron Man question they had there, because that one time I
don't know
if that's
maybe
the
you
same
won.
thing. No, well, because I put your information obviously because I don't live in Lowell, so.
Well, then I won something.
Cool.
I got a voicemail about it the other day.
Groovy. That's awesome. They're like, hey, come rent some stuff. You know what?
So we'll have to rent that when we're ready for it. Twin Peaks, we were talking about that. I just want to say at this point in time that Lauren, Sarah, and I will be doing a full review of Twin Peaks.
Oh,
season 1, season 2,
yeah.
the movie, which is a prequel called Fire Walk with Me.
I still haven't seen that yet.
Then we must watch it together once we're done binge watching season 2 because it is my life now.
She hasn't seen season 2. I've seen all the original episodes. I watched season 1 and 2 or whatever.
Right, and Sarah had been telling me for years that I needed to watch it.
It's been years since I've seen season 1 and season 2 in its entirety. Sat down and watched all the episodes.
It's so worth it.
Well, we are going to have a dedicated episode of just Twin Peaks talk David
Lynch themed.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like it might even branch out into its own thing because there's so much that we could talk about. Multiple episodes, exclusive content, whatever. We'll figure it out. But this is going to be real because I'm living Twin Peaks, and
maybe this
it's
could
real.
be like around your birthday or something.
Ooh, a Twin Peaks celebration.
Would you call that the fire pod with me?
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
the fire pod.
Yeah, because it's like a podcast.
Sure, we'll figure it out. The pun. Oh, damn good puns. We'll come up with all of them.
Those are some damn good puns.
Yeah, Dale Cooper is Sarah's spirit animal, if you will.
Yeah.
Agent Cooper, Special Agent Dale Cooper.
Diane, I'm entering the town of Twin Peaks. It is February. What was the date on that? I feel like it was February 21st.
I don't know. Probably.
Don't know.
I don't know either.
Coming soon.
Sarah and I had a very Twin Peaks moment yesterday.
Oh, at the Valentine's. So bring it back around to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You
want to talk
Valentine's Day concert.
We got to go to the symphony.
Yeah, we went to the symphony.
They were chauffeured to the symphony.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he did because it was very snowy,
and I couldn't possibly consider driving in it.
Yeah, it was intense,
it wasn't too bad. But we made it. It was a magnificent symphony, Northwest Indiana Symphony, and it was just. I was so pleased. It was great. I loved being able to hear Beethoven and Rachmaninoff, and we got to meet with the people afterwards, and it was really cool. They had an amazing pianist there. It was very Twin Peaks.
It was a little bit more special though, because Sarah, you did some work for them, right? And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that made it all the more special to go and watch it because she did so much.
I've been
She
working.
dedicated so much time to that symphony.
Yeah,
that
writing
particular-
in, been volunteering under the orchestra librarian, which I'm not going to get into that because this is Foodies Watching Movies after all.
Right, well.
This is not, but I don't want to talk about that. I was just talking about Valentine's concert. But yes, the Rachmaninoff Symphony, I put in about 20 hours worth of work writing conductor's notes and things by hand into the scores and the parts and whatnot, making sure everything matched. But they had 2 rehearsals and then they did the concert, and it was
They had
so
the rehearsal
good.
got canceled the night before because of this blizzard.
Because of the weather.
My God, they were so good and so precise, and it was great. You couldn't even tell that they missed a rehearsal.
Yeah, that was our Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
That we did.
I want to totally just shift gears. So I have MoviePass news. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they broke 2 million subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, and they actually claimed that they have helped bring, I think it was a total of, and I'm going to better explain this number, $126 million has been funneled in through MoviePass to Oscar-nominated movies. Now, that sounds like, oh, shit, that's crazy, right? Like, all these Oscar-nominated flicks. But that also includes, like, the stuff that was not, like, your Star Wars and stuff. The visual effects awards are included in that, too. For stuff in, like, your Best Picture category, they increased the revenue for those movies $46 million overall.
Wow.
From
So MoviePass
MoviePass
is winning.
They are. And
so when are we getting MoviePass?
Soon. Very soon. Because like I was saying, it's only $90 per person for a year. And you have it for the entire year, 365 days, 1 movie a day. AP even told me, don't quote us on this here, he feels like he fucked up and saw the post twice on his MoviePass, meaning that you can see the same movie more than once. You just can't see the same movie the same day.
Right.
But it was what we thought when we were initially telling people was that you could only see a specific movie one time on the MoviePass.
Oh, see, I thought it was just one one a day.
It's $90 a year.
For the whole year, and you get your little debit card.
Wait, how much is it per month?
It's only $10 per month, but it's $90 for the full year. So you actually save $30 per.
Oh, I was gonna say that doesn't make sense to me.
Correct.
Okay, so it's only $90 a year,
Mhm.
and then you get to go see movies.
Correct. Anytime you want, as
One
long as it's
movie a
like
day.
an AMC or a Goodrich theater. They have other cinemas that are getting in on this too, and certain AMCs don't take it, so you got to be kind of mindful. I know the ones around here do. When you're like on your way, you check in within like 100 yards of the thing. You order your ticket. You go to the kiosk. You put your debit card in. You pull it out. It already is prepaid to them. It prints your ticket. You're good to go. And if you can, always do the kiosk because then you can use your Stubbs reward and get your points that way. If you go to the person, they're not going to that's like a life hack for you.
Despite the fact that we talk about Movie Pass almost every episode, we are not affiliated
I
with
know,
Movie
it's so
Pass.
crazy.
We just really are excited about it and want to try it.
I'm gonna email them and be like, hey, could we get a sponsorship? Because like, we fucking.
Well, if anybody out there has Movie Pass and has had good or bad experiences about it, let us know.
Yes, we'd love to hear.
Yeah, we're on
Absolutely.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz. Film Foodies, Foodies Watching Movies, all that.
Perfect. That was really good. You did that on the fly. I'm quite impressed. You nailed the social media plugs.
I really wish you guys would hurry up and finish watching Westworld Season 1 so that I could talk to you about how excited I am for Westworld Season 2.
I know, right?
It's coming out April 22nd, so hurry up.
Okay, we can get through 4 episodes before April 22nd.
That's
not
all we
that
have
hard.
left
Yeah,
is 4?
episodes, because it's 9 episodes. No, it's 10, right?
10.
So we have 5.
5 episodes.
I was one off
Yeah,
because
we're on
we finished
episode
episode 5.
Yeah.
We might rewatch the whole series, though. It wouldn't be too hard to binge
Yeah,
it in a day.
especially because you kind of need to with Westworld. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to pick up after months of not watching
Okay,
it.
well, it's been months,
I
so
mean,
we're just going to have to rewatch it.
I still feel like I kind of have a grasp on the main story plot. I love
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins in that movie. I love the last thing we saw was the
I don't even
the
remember.
barkeep, the waitress lady
Oh,
at the saloon. She
Andy
woke up.
Newton or whatever
She
her name
woke
is.
up on the other side. She realizes that she's.
Oh, she woke up on the table.
Mhm. And then she was like looking around and seeing other people that she knows.
Did she wake up? Was she cut into?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's where we left off, and then we didn't pick back up for whatever reason. I don't know what got in our way. If it was,
We started watching Doctor Who or something.
it was something, but it wasn't even like we intended to.
I don't know. We've been watching a lot of Gotham and Twin Peaks, and over like before winter break or whatever, we were watching a lot of CW shows
where
like
are
The
you
Flash
at
and
in
Arrow.
Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks. I am on season 2, episode 12. I don't want to give away like any spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen it, but Agent Cooper is under investigation. Oh my God, David Duchovny is on the show now, and I cannot fucking believe that I forgot that David Duchovny, Why Won't You Love Me, is on Twin Peaks. I was so pleased, I almost
He
wept.
plays a trans woman, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays a woman, Agent Denise or something. Denise something from Internal Affairs or Internal Investigation.
Yep. But as soon as you finish Twin Peaks season 2,
we have to watch the prequel, and then we have to watch season 3.
I know season 3 is like 18 or 19 episodes long though, and each of them is like
That's
an
great.
hour long.
Good. I'm so happy. I've been trying to kind of like slow it down on the Twin Peaks. Like I haven't watched it all week just because I don't want it to be over. Like I'm so obsessed and in love with this show. Like I don't want it to stop. Like when you're reading your favorite book and you don't want to like read the last page because it's like, no, I'm immersed. I'm in it. This is what my life now. You know.
Twin Peaks is a lot more surreal to me. Like it's more like
it's so
a
surreal.
dream.
Yeah, that's David Lynch for you.
Yeah. Whereas like Westworld, it's a lot more like cerebral. Like it's not as surreal.
Right.
It's like it's surreal for the characters in Westworld, I feel like it's like a dream for them.
Right.
But
as
for
an audience
us
member,
as a viewer, it's not surreal. It's not like Twin Peaks at all. It's more like, okay, I know this is happening. I know this is happening. I can piece this together.
Right.
Even though going into season 2, there's still a lot of questions that I have, but it's not as like, what the fuck did I just see? Like where you're watching Twin Peaks.
Right. I've been recommending Twin Peaks to everybody, and I'm going to do it again right here. If anybody has not yet seen Twin Peaks, definitely check it out. We'll be doing our season 1, 2, 3, and movie review of it at some point soon. So,
If I were to interject and give my opinion,
yeah,
you guys should do season 1 as an episode, season 2 as an episode, the movie as an episode.
Oh, definitely.
And that way, because I feel like season
there's
1
so
you
much
could
we could be
talk
talking
exactly.
and then we can do a standalone David Lynch episode where we just
I'll definitely need to rewatch Twin Peaks before we do this then, just because it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
it's been
Your life's
years.
about to get better.
It's
Yeah.
been years since I've seen season 1 and season 2. I saw season 3 in its entirety as it aired. Like at the end of last year.
Nice.
Well, it started in like May or June of last year, and it didn't finish until like October, November, so it took quite a while.
I've heard some mixed reviews, like since I started watching Twin Peaks, and because I had seen episodes before, and I never like watched the whole thing. And
season 3 started out very good, and then like for like the episode 3, 4, 5, 6, it got really slow, just because Dale Cooper.
The new season,
Dale Cooper isn't Dale Cooper for season 3.
Oh,
I mean,
it's just Kyle MacLachlan as a different character.
Yeah, he's playing this character named Dougie because.
Oh, I'm already disappointed.
Yeah, because I don't know if
spoilers.
No, yeah, she hasn't seen through the end of season 2, so tread lightly, very lightly.
Okay, so you've seen season 2.
I've seen the end. Yeah. I know how it ends.
Okay.
I know where they leave it.
Okay.
I know where they leave it at the end.
Okay.
And I'm...
Maybe that's why I'm hearing mixed reviews. Because
it's weird.
Have been talking to me about it here and there, and some people were all about it being, Twin Peaks again.
I can't even say what happens to Agent Cooper in season 3 without giving away the ending to season 2.
Don't say anything. Don't do it. We're going to talk about this, I promise. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah,
believe
hold
me.
on to that
pins
one.
And needles.
Do you think that's a good episode title?
The Popeye's Chicken Princess Bride.
Yeah, because we talked about Little Nicky and Princess Bride.
Sure, why not?
Okay, sure, cool. I had to write it down to see how it looked before I just said, "Hey, we're going to call that the episode."
All right, let's wrap it up here.
Are you guys ready to call this episode?
I'm ready.
Yes.
We did mention your shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I got a new shirt at Target on clearance. It says Slice Slice Baby on it, and it's got a pizza-shaped heart.
Ooh.
I love it.
Or a heart-shaped pizza. How about that? I fixed it.
There you go.
Yeah,
what does your shirt say? Fuck the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yes, it does, because fuck the Westboro Baptist Church.
My shirt, just to recap, is a Joy Division shirt.
It is. It's one of my favorite Joy Division shirts. I love it. Sarah's wearing a beautiful crane sweater.
I think it's pink flamingos.
No, it's cranes.
They're
I
cranes.
see that they're cranes, but they're pink, so I think pink flamingo.
Well, they're not really.
They're way more graceful than a goofy flamingo.
They're not really
Nate.
pink.
But they look good.
Or like what color would you call this? Tangerine. The outline.
Yeah, I would.
Melon.
It's more like a coral.
Coral.
It's like coral, but then the sweater itself is like plum, dark purple with
and
coral
off-white.
and crane.
Anyways.
Now we're the fashion foodies.
The fashion foodies. Hashtag fashion foodies. It won't be a thing. Don't worry.
That's what do they call that? What do they call that?
I don't know.
What's that Tim Gunn thing? What do they call that?
Make it work moment.
Make it work
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
That's all I have. So you want me to go ahead and get into the wrapping up of the episode?
Go ahead,
As always, folks, check out the Foodies Watching Movies at JourneyIntoComics.com. You can get the Journey Into Comics network on all your different podcasting sites, whether it's iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music. We're now on Spotify. That's awesome. Also, give us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're looking for us on any of those platforms, be sure to search Journey Into Comics Network. You'll get 9 of the 10 shows there. Go to GameAddictsPodcast.com to get the Game Addicts show over there on their site to have all 10 shows. Go to Patreon.com/Journey Into Comics. Give us $1. You get early access to all 10 shows on the network. And if you give us $3, you get early access and exclusive content, which includes The Road to Infinity War. We are doing that now. As this episode drops, I do believe that it's the Iron Man 3 review by Brews with Dudes that comes out today on Patreon, so be sure to check that out. It's a lot of fun. They actually did a full Brews with Dudes episode, drinking the brew, talking about the brew, and also talking about the movie, giving a bunch of highlights of stuff and interesting Easter eggs. It was really great. It was totally different than most of the other reviews we've done so far. So if you like craft brews, that's where you're going to check that out. Folks, I think that's going to do it this week. Also, one last thing I wanted to mention. You can go to tinyurl.com/Foodies Watching Movies and get all of the episodes from Season 2 on one page. And you can check them out.
Yes, thank you. I gave that link to my mom today.
Excellent, excellent. I hope she checks it out. It'll be good to hear what she thinks about you on a podcast, right?
Yep.
You're excited?
Yeah.
I can't wait to get her feedback. Cool. Hopefully we don't suck Lauren's mom. Hopefully we're really good. All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's episode of Foodies Watching Movies. As always, I have been Nate.
Lauren.
I'm Veronica.
Sarah.
And we will see you guys later. And have a swell Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Moo. Smooches.
Welcome back to Foodies Watching Movies, episode 11 of season 2. AP is here. I wasn't in the episode, but I'm here anyway. It's weird. And I'm joined by another great co-host of Foodies Watching Movies, Nate Phillips. How are you doing, Nate?
Dude, I'm doing very well. I was a part of the first half of this episode. The weather is bullshit, simply put. There's 15 or so inches of snow on the ground, and maybe more now at this point.
Yeah, there's just nothing but white outside my window. It's awful.
It really is. And, life goes on. You still travel and stuff, but unless it's something that's, making your family money or something, don't risk your life. And I just thought, AP doesn't really need to drive down here, man. Doesn't make sense. We can just do a cool Skype thing. So you and I came up with this idea we're doing today where we're just going to riff like the second half of this episode talking about whatever you want to talk about, man, because you didn't get to be a part of the first half of the show.
Right, and I was so bummed because I finally watched Princess Bride, haven't seen the movie before. I knew all the little nuances of the movie, like Inconceivable and My Name is Indigo Montoya, You Killed My Father, Prepare to Die. But I had no idea the plot of the story or any of that because I just never watched as a kid because what 10-year-old boys I want to watch The Princess Bride. Who thinks that?
Dude, I'm telling you, that trailer for Honest Trailers that they did for Princess Bride was so spot on. Because it just of course no little boy is going to think that's a movie that they want to watch because it didn't seem like it should be marketed to little boys. And I honestly think as a kid, if I would have been introduced to this, I would have been probably way more into this movie.
Right. It just, the picture and stuff, it just looks like a fairy tale love story. And I'm just nah, I wasn't about that. I don't know what year it came out. I don't remember.
It came out in 1987, so it was actually before we were born.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. It never was on my radar until, I think I finally picked it up for my collection, a year or so ago, and finally got the opportunity to watch it. And it's actually a decent movie. There's stuff you don't like about it, and there's stuff you do like about it. It's just kind of how all movies are, but yeah, it's yeah.
Do you want to just get right into it and talk about what you thought about this movie? I mean, we're here. Might as well get into it, right?
Yeah, one thing is, because I have seen the other big kind of same time period movie, which was Robin Hood Men in Tights, which you guys talked about earlier in the show with Cary Elwes. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yes, absolutely. That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, and I don't remember the plot of it because I think I only saw it when I was a kid, but I just remember the song where it's Robin Hood, we're the men in tights. And I was just oh my gosh, what is this movie? But I loved it when I was a kid. It was just very entertaining. And
I think you should revisit it now. I think you would really appreciate it for sure. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but it was at one point on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still there. You know how that goes.
I have the Mel Brooks Blu-ray set, so I might have to pull it out of there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Got Spaceballs. All the good classic Mel Brooks stuff.
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Blazing Saddles.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. Now that's a good movie. We should talk about Young Frankenstein. And I actually got some Young Frankenstein vibes from Princess Bride, when after he's captured and he's in that room with on the table with the stuff on his head and his body. I got a very Frankenstein-y vibe from that movie.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Here's my thought. We should do a little bit of the Young Frankenstein talk today and then carry that over into the next episode because that is one of Veronica's other all-time favorites.
Really?
And I would feel, yes, absolutely. And I would feel really genuinely terrible fully discussing Young Frankenstein without her being present for this.
Yeah, we'll talk. Maybe that'll be episode.
You just give me when was that the only nuance you had in the movie was when he was on the table there? Or were there a couple other things, maybe some similarities in the way the dialogue is written, maybe?
There's just the whole movie as a whole, just because I think the way it was shot and it could. I feel this movie could easily have been a Mel Brooks movie.
Absolutely.
I feel Rob Reiner and Mel Brooks are on very similar levels in terms of some of the movies they make.
I fully agree with you 100%.
Because wasn't I may be wrong, but didn't Rob Reiner also direct Hocus Pocus?
Yes, he did direct Hocus Pocus. I think. Right? Let me look that up. You keep talking. I'm going to keep looking this up.
But yeah, really, I thought it was interesting, and I noticed. I saw this in the credits at the end of the movie. Was that it said introducing Robin Wright as Buttercup, and I didn't realize was that probably her first movie that she did.
I think it was her first movie, and I didn't actually finish saying this on the earlier part of this episode, but Cary Elwes' first role was in like 1979.
Oh, so but they're both like super young, so he must have done some stuff when he was like a kid.
Yeah.
Or like in his like late teens or something.
Let's see. Hocus Pocus. Another classic movie that Veronica loves, Hocus Pocus.
It's just that genre of films that are always like, they're not like satire, but they're just a little, I don't know what genre to even call it.
Strange. You're going to actually be really shocked by this because right now I am. Directed by Kenny Ortega?
Huh.
Yeah, screenplay by Mick Garris, Neil Cuthbert, and David Mickey Evans.
I really thought it was Rob Reiner, but guess not.
That's very strange because I actually felt that way too. I was like I had a gut feeling
very similar
about that.
vein of like the type of film and the humor and the style and all that, but some actors just find something they like and just kind of recreate it in their own way.
Yeah, man. And, I really kind of dug that about Princess Bride. It kind of pays homage to some of the other older stuff like Mask of Zorro and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. And I really loved in the movie that you got to kind of do a little bit of JIW on Foodies.
Oh, yeah, getting to talk about Andre. That was really cool. Andre is just one of my favorites, man. It was awesome to get to discuss him.
I loved him in that movie. It's just his comedy was spot on, and his physical humor and just him with Carrie Ulysses wrapped around his neck looking so small compared to him. Like his head's like a third of the size of Andre the Giant's head, and just backing him into a boulder. You're like, what in the world is happening?
And he does it with delight on his face.
Yeah, and he's like a big, and I'm pretty sure like Carrie Elwes probably on his back like weighs like next to nothing to him.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that.
But he's had years of professional wrestling training to know how to do all that, so it's not like really straining him at all.
Absolutely, and I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm guessing Cary Elwes at that time was probably like, we'll max him out at like 195 if he was just fucking shredded under his clothes.
Right, which I'm sure he was. He's probably like 195 soaking wet.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So see, and Andre was 520 at that point, so that's like picking up a sack of potatoes for him, man. It's nothing.
I mean, like you see the size of his hand when he's holding that rock, and you're like, his hand could just like, he could like grab, his whole hand could just like wrap around my waist and just like chuck me across the room.
Now, did you actually watch the trailer for the documentary, the Andre documentary?
No, the only thing I got from it was just listening to you talk about it. But I just remember it being so sad, like, because like he died at the place where he was there for his father's funeral. So like that was just like a double whammy for that family.
Absolutely, and a shock to the wrestling world. Like I was saying on Foodies earlier in the episode, his death was shocking. It happened around the first Monday Night Raw in professional wrestling, and they immediately discussed and decided that at that next WrestleMania they would do a Hall of Fame, and they inducted Andre. He was the only one.
Yeah, and isn't there an award for him now? Like something they give to like wrestlers?
Well, actually, now what they have is the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial.
Okay.
So it's like an over-the-top battle royal. Whoever is the last man standing wins the giant trophy, which the total height of the trophy is the height of Andre.
Oh, wow.
But it's not like a scale replica of him or anything. It's actually a smaller statue, and then he's standing on top of that.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty cool. It's really neat to look up. That is, like you said, a kind of an interesting crossover. The 2 Wednesday shows bridging the gap. We just had that actually happen with Game Addicts and Podcastrophe. I don't know if you knew that, but they did the Incepticastrophe on Game Addicts this week.
Really? No, I haven't checked it out yet. I need to. It's been a hell of a week, so I'm just trying to get caught up on all my stuff.
I feel you on the hell of a week when it dumps the kind of snow it's dumped on us. It's like, God, can we get any reprieve?
Yeah, like I worked from home on Friday just because the weather was just like, I'm not leaving Friday morning to go to work. It's not okay.
Not at all. No. So you've been snowed in a little bit then.
Yeah, I've been kind of a bit of a homebody this weekend just because like the weather. Like I've made a couple runs because like I had a flat tire Friday. Like the when we talked about when we did the last episode, like I aired my tire and it was good, and then it just right when the snow came, it just flattened out. So I had to go take it to a shop, and apparently it just had there wasn't like a hole or anything. It was just like there was like a weird like some corrosion on the wheel well, so it wasn't getting a good seal. So they just had to sand it, buff it off. Cost me like $20. So I was like, well, at least that's one less problem to worry about.
There you go, man. And now you have a good tire.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can't drive anywhere because all the fucking snow.
Yeah.
So that's kind of useless.
Right. And nothing's worse than like when your landlord is out using the snowblower early in the morning. You're just like, I'm awake now. Awesome.
Yep.
But
you're like, fuck, I appreciate you, dude. But God, this is the worst.
Right.
I want to sleep in a little bit longer, please.
Yeah, but when I took Max, I definitely was thankful for the snowblower. So I'm not like trekking through like calf high snow. Just like, just it's not
save me. Yeah, it was really strange when I went to work on Friday. I'd got my truck valet parked at the event, which was awesome, and I was really grateful for that because by the time the truck got back to me after the event, it was warm.
Oh, because it was they drove it and warmed it up for you, and just like yeah.
Yeah, and then I got out there, and then I had to get out in the elements, and I was like, fuck this snow, man, it's for real. And then I shoveled that night after work at like 2 in the morning, and then last night when I got home from work, I shoveled at like 1:30 in the morning. So I'm trying to keep the drive clear, man. I'm really obsessed about it. Just kind of.
I mean, it's better to like just deal with it little by little, because if you wait till the end, you're never gonna make any progress on it. You're just like digging through a foot of snow is not an easy thing to shovel.
If you try to shovel one time with a lot of snow, you'll crap out. But if you do a lot of small attempts of the snow spread out through time, you might wear yourself out a little bit more.
But it's so much
But
yeah.
Ultimately, you're going to take care of it a lot easier. As soon as I get off here with you later today, I'm going to go clean my fucking driveway off because it's snowing right now, bro.
Oh, is it? Maybe it's not snowing here, but I can't see out my window from where I'm sitting, but it's all good.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
I want to talk about with Princess Bride though is that the names in the movie are all kind of unusual. Like Buttercup and Wesley and
Indigo
and Fez. One thing I really thought the whole movie when I was watching it, that I thought Andre the Giant's name was Fezzy, like Fezzy. I never heard the C.
It's a K actually. It's it's Fezzik.
Oh.
Fezzik.
Like Russian.
Yes, exactly. Or should I? Oh, wait, that's actually German. I was going to say da.
Da.
But that's German. My bad.
And I just loved the trio. Like I would want to like they couldn't do it because obvious reasons, but I would love to see like a story of how those guys met together and became like a team.
Oh, that would actually be kind of awesome to see, right?
I mean, all of them. Well, Andre the Giant's unfortunately passed away, but the other two guys are so old now. It would be very difficult. Maybe like an animated movie they could maybe do it and then voice it and then have an impersonator do Andre the Giant. But I don't know how else you could make that.
That would actually be very clever. That's actually a really smart idea, dude. Like writing the prequel story. You know what? You couldn't do it because you probably couldn't find someone young and big enough, slender enough to do it. But to like recast younger people to be those characters,
right?
You know, and then feature your older cast in the film as like your cameos that are like passing the torch. Okay, you guys are the new generation of Princess Bride or whatever, even if it's a one-off, you know. But I think it would still do very good. It would be well received, I believe.
Right, like do it just as because like they do it recently. I remember seeing the pictures that the cast got together for like a reunion photo shoot for like Entertainment Weekly or People Magazine or one of them. So they had like all the people now. They had like Billy Crystal and Carol Kane and Robin Wright and Carol Eulis and all those guys just hanging out. And I was like, oh, that's so entertaining. But yeah, I don't know how it would work in a movie, but I think you could put something together that I think would be interesting. But I feel like you get a lot of backlash. I'm pretty sure Veronica would be very upset if they tried to do like a remake or a sequel to Princess Bride.
It's weird though because I feel like the past couple movies, like Heathers is getting redone, right?
Right. I still haven't seen
like
the original.
I haven't either. That could be a Foodies. We'd do it. I'd love to.
Just we're gonna do Veronica's greatest hits on like a segment of Foodies.
Look, she's co-creator of this show. If that's what we are doing, then I'm totally fine with it. I trust her judgment. I'll throw out my random picks of movies that I'm into, here and there. But
do a classic Adam Sandler run.
Man, there's some classic Adam Sandler. Waterboy, Billy Madison.
Like just do everything. I think everything before like 2004 or something.
Click. Don't do Click. That's the do everything until Click. When you get to Click, turn back. No, Click was good, but it's the last one.
Click is the transition. I think even Jonah Hill's in Click. I think Jonah Hill plays like his son when he's fat.
Yes, I think so too.
I liked Click because I liked Sean Astin in that movie.
Yeah, man, that had a great cast actually. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised they got I forget her name now. Is his wife? She does all the vampire movies.
All the vampire movies. What the shit?
No, Underworld.
Kate Winslet? No,
it's not Winslet. It's I'm staring at them, but I just can't go over to get my movies.
I'm pulling it up right now on the Google machine. It's right in front of me. I have a setup now where I can actually do that. Kate Beckinsale, bro. I had Kate.
I was like Kate Blanchett. Nope, not Kate Blanchett.
No, man, she kills in Thor Ragnarok. God, I love that movie.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it now because I think it's going to be out probably on home media here pretty soon. That and Justice League should be getting here pretty soon.
Yeah, Justice League here, totally. I could watch it right now if I wanted to.
Did you see the deleted scene with the black suit?
Yes, and we've actually talked about that on Journey into Comics this week already.
Oh, so we talked about it before my episode?
Yeah, kinda. Sorta.
You talked about it on Monday?
It's weird, because I haven't done it yet, but I will have done it by the time people are... It's fucking strange time travel podcasting, man.
It's when you plan for the week and you're recording things... Like, you're not... It's like when you make a movie, you're never recording the scene in order. You're recording things when you record them, so it's...
Dude, oh my god, you just blew my fucking mind. That is the coolest analogy to me. You just made me feel like some sort of director god or something. Like unintentionally. I'm not saying like I'm trying to be that. It's just wild because you're so right. Movies are shot out of order. They're shot out of necessity. What's the most logical way to get this done with the least amount of drama as quickly and as efficiently as possible? And that's what this whole fucking network is about. And sometimes that means literally waiting till 7 hours before it's going to go up on the fucking internet.
Right.
We had a whole crazy snafu that happened on the network earlier this week with a miscommunication. It was nothing major, it happens. And one of the shows sent in an episode and was like, hey, that's our episode. And I was like, great. And I listened, and it was actually their Road to Patreon episode, or Road to Infinity War episode. I did it again, like I did on Journey to Comics. I do it. I don't know. It's weird. It's in my brain like that. My wires get crossed sometimes. Anyway, so they sent in what they thought was their regular episode. Come to find out, it was their Road to Infinity War episode, and they didn't have an episode prepared, and they were in the middle of recording an episode that they thought was their episode coming up in another week. So they rushed me 2 episodes. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. And we still got it pulled off in time. It was wild.
There you go. I mean, at least you listen to it, just didn't throw it up and be like, someone's just like, you just put your Infinity War episode up, right? Like, what?
Yeah, no, I always do. I always go through and check out and listen, especially if, I don't hear from you guys for a while. I'll go in and listen and, try to come up with what might be a description just so I can put a placeholder on Podbean until I can actually put the real description up, because I'll still schedule it, If I've got all the work done and all I'm waiting on is the description, why wouldn't I schedule it? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So, I like to listen to the episode a little bit, get an idea what's going on, and I was listening and I was like, wait a minute.
That's not right.
This is definitely a conversation about a Marvel movie, and not at all what I'm sure they wanted their episode to be about, so hold on.
So we just want our episode to be... We recorded 2 episodes about Thor the Dark World. We just wanted to put both out.
We just really wanted to make sure. Yes, they recorded 2 separate. They recorded 2 separate episodes on Thor: The Dark World. Oh, that's great.
If there's a movie that needs 2 podcast discussions, it's Thor: The Dark World.
You know what, man? I feel like I need to like pick a day, okay, where no one's at the house, that everyone is away from me and not talking to me, and just watch that movie and try to get lost in it. Because I don't think I've ever gotten fully lost in Thor: The Dark World, and that I think is taken away from me giving it its full chance. Because I didn't see it in theaters. Most of the other movies I have seen in theaters, but in Phase 2, I didn't see anything until Guardians. So I missed 3 of the movies, and they're the ones that I have different opinion on. Honestly.
And don't get me wrong, but wasn't Thor: The Dark World the one that Patty Jenkins was originally tied to make?
I think so, yeah.
That would have been a very different movie, I think. And it probably would have taken her away from doing Wonder Woman, which would have been a tragedy.
Wow, that's an interesting turn left moment. You know what I just read today? I have some tie-in news that we can go from I like how we're going to do this, but keep going, please.
Yeah, well, it's just like how I feel like a lot of stuff is like a blessing in disguise, like how Greta Gerwig, who like obviously is now a Academy Award nominated director, writer, all of that, was originally tied to be the lead character in the How I Met Your Mother spinoff.
Wow.
Like if she would have gotten that, she would have done
Lady Bird.
Yeah, she wouldn't have done any of that. She would have been stuck in a sitcom, which maybe it seemed like a good idea at the time, but man, that you miss out on a lot of stuff. Or there's weird things that like open up, like how like Andrew Garfield no longer being Spider-Man allowed him to do like Hacksaw Ridge and Silence and all these other movies.
Let's do that. I also want to talk about Hacksaw Ridge, a movie that was one of last year's noms.
Yeah, one of last year's noms. Mel Gibson's comeback movie.
Man, Hacksaw Ridge was incredible. That story is legitimately incredible, dude.
Well, and like the fact that like they used like they didn't like make up stuff in that movie. They like had interviews with like the people who lived that, and then that's how they built the script around like stuff he actually did, stuff he actually said. You're like, dang, all right.
Yeah, like you're in it. And it feels like war, man. That movie, when you're done, it's a heavy one.
Yeah, that one.
You know,
that I think was my. That was my. I think the movie that I think I could rewatch of the movies from last year's Best Picture run. Just a lot of the other ones were like just sad and just hard to watch, but like that one was
like
so
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, like Hidden Figures was good.
La La Land was on there.
Yeah, like Manchester by the Sea and Moonlight and all of them. They're all good, but I just didn't see the rewatch. Like I think I bought Hacksaw Ridge after I saw that movie. So I'm like, I need to watch this movie multiple times.
Did you watch the behind the scenes?
I need to watch. I watched the interview, like the whole like interview of how they made it, but I didn't really get into all the behind the scenes stuff.
So check this out. We were just talking about I love that it has behind the scenes stuff though. You're gonna have to let me know what that's like. We were just talking about Marvel though. The Road to Infinity War. Might as well mention it here yet again. Obviously, we're doing it. This week's episode is, I believe it's Iron Man 3. I feel like, if my brain is correct.
Yeah, I think that's what the tease was. I think I saw.
Yeah. So Iron Man 3's review comes out this week, comes out today, which is awesome. If you go
Bruce
to
with Dudes Iron Man 3.
Yes, it is.
Good stuff.
Yes, it is. So if you guys want to check out the Brews with Dudes talking about the Iron Man 3 movie and giving all sorts of hidden insight to that flick, go over to Patreon, $3. Give it to us. We'll utilize it. We're hitting our goals. We're moving forward. We're moving up and up and up and away, and we're, launching into the hemisphere. So join us now.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Where does Iron Man 3 fall in your Iron Man order? Like, of the 3 movies, where does Iron Man 3 fall?
It's, it's actually 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
Best to worst. I think 3 is a much more redeemable story now that I've watched it, now that I've like kind of let it sit and age with time and respect the Stark character for what it was. There were some choices that were questionable. They allegedly removed the arc reactor, which they still haven't explained. I mean, it's confusing.
They had he was able to get all the strap and all of his body, so he didn't have it, but all of his suits still had it. Was and I really loved like the whole PTSD arc that all of the fallout from Avengers that he had to deal with in that movie. So he like built the suits of armor, and the suit was tied to his emotions. So like when it grabs Pepper
while they're
when
sleeping.
he has his nightmare, and he has to do that thing where like he does the move and it just falls to pieces. I'm like, what is happening? Like that. It's a really good movie. There's just a lot of stuff going. It has almost like a Spider-Man 3. There's just a very crowded plot they try to get in that movie.
Really, there is, and a couple things to note from that movie. Mandarin is still out there somewhere, because the Travis Slattery character is just kind of a front,
right.
And there really is a Mandarin, but they're just using the idea of him.
And I would
right?
love it if the Mandarin was still played by Ben Kingsley, like the real Mandarin. Like it's just like a legit body double that they found.
Oh, that's awesome!
Like I think Ben Kingsley could really do the Mandarin justice if like it could play the same as like his persona.
Mr. President.
Yeah, those trailers with him. It was just like, just clap, 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 clap. It was just
your world in ruins.
Yeah, it was so good. And then just when he became the British drunk actor, I was like, come on.
Well. We're just, we're kind of diving into a little bit of JIC here, but it's fine. We can just, make this a multilateral show. But
still
one thing it is still movies, and one thing to mention here is with the MCU, the first 5 leading up to Avengers are like you have the first, which is Iron Man, and then you have the like first other standalone, which is Hulk. The first sequel, which is Iron Man 2, you covered it, and then you have 2 more introduction movies. And then you have the first sequel to multiple movies, okay? The first time one movie is covering ground for multiple storylines and sequels. But then, because of that, and this is where it's going to get timey-wimey, Iron Man 3 then becomes a sequel of sequels sequel. And a sequel to an original story. It's like a double sequel in some weird way, because it has to follow the story of New York still, and the fallout from that, what it's done to Tony, as well as build this character forward into the next level.
Right. Now it's commonplace. Like every subsequent movie after Iron Man 3 has had to build off of post-Avengers. It has to be a sequel to itself and to what else has been going on.
Yeah, and I think they do a great job of juggling that duality. To talk about we're going to end this Marvel talk here and jump over to DC for a second, and then that's going to tie us into our next thing. Watch how I do this, like a straight-up G. So, we're talking about Marvel. Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier in Marvel. He did say he would love to play Captain America, by the way. We talked about that on JIC this week. Nice. But also, did you know that while filming a movie called I, Tonya, Margot Robbie was not aware that Sebastian Stan was in the MCU?
What?
She had no idea he was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all.
Had she seen the movies?
No. She had no idea.
Maybe that's why they fought so much.
And he's like, oh, that's good. He told her, too, he's like, hey, like it's nothing personal or whatever. It's fine. But you're like the only thing I liked about Suicide Squad.
I mean, she is a very likable part of that movie.
Absolutely. But I did not switch over to DC to discuss DC. The reason I came out of that is because they were on the set of I, Tonya together, and that movie is incredible. And I want to get your thoughts, AP.
Yeah, I saw it Thursday night. It's such a great movie. I can really see how Allison Jane is going to win actress for that at the Academy. I could clearly see it. Like, that woman was just... You can see how she created Tonya Harding. Like,
God, she's the worst. The bodyguard is the worst. The boyfriend is the worst.
Well, I don't even hate the boyfriend much. It's just the fact that, like, he surrounded himself by idiots. Like, that guy was just like, I'm an agent. I had a crew. I'm like, you're an idiot. He wanted you to send letters, and you just like, it's bigger than that. I'm like, no. If you would have followed instructions, and then
you had one job.
God, I really want to just like smack him, but like, what are you doing? Like I feel like if they would just sent letters, and like also when it came out that like he was the one who called in the death threat, I'm like, you started this whole thing. Like, what?
Like, this is all his fault.
God,
Well, and the most fucked up part about that is that Tonya Harding wasn't wrong when she says, and spoilers obviously, she calls her ex and says, hey, I can't go to the Olympics without you, because she needs that like wholesome family image, you know?
Yeah.
And, she ends up getting more than she bargained for. It's crazy because I didn't actually know the full story going into that movie. Like, I was younger when that happened. I was only like 6 or 7 maybe at that time. So, when that stuff's breaking out, I remember it happening. I remember, like, knowing that it happened, but I didn't really know the details. I didn't know that she got her fucking legs smashed by a baseball bat. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Savage.
Yeah, I love the fact that, like, they played with, like, almost like it was like a documentary. Like, they had the people playing their older selves being interviewed and then going to the movie. And it was a nice touch, and I think it was good. And, like, I love that you could also see Margot Robbie and Sebastian Stan playing, like, teenagers. Like, they gave Sebastian Stan, like a prepubescent mustache and gave Margot Robbie, like, the frizzy hair and the braces. And, like, they really aged him down. And it actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, they did a great job of spanning. I mean, God, you think she played from, like, teenage Tanya Harding to, like, 40-something-year-old Tanya Harding in the span of one movie.
God. And Sebastian Stan, like, in, like, the older Sebastian Stan with, like, the goatee soul patch thing. I'm like, oh God, that's so much worse than the mustache.
He didn't look like him.
Yeah.
Like, at first I was like, who's this guy? And then I was like, oh, it's the boyfriend. Oh.
But they really... I did not realize how violent their lives were. Like,
man,
her mom was abusive. Her boyfriend and husband was like, it was just all of them were just violent.
Straight up born of abuse, man.
And I love oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I kind of love how she's born of, like, always being told she's not good enough, and she knew she was the absolute fucking best.
Yeah.
Like, how maddening would that be? How maddening would it have been if Michael Jordan would have been on the Bulls and never won a championship because he was the greatest player of all time, but no one else was willing to work with him. No one else got it. No one else gave him the ball or gave a shit,
Right. It's like all the time she said, like, I'm the best player out there, but it's like, but it's more than that. There's an image and a personality. And, like, how her mom raised her from, like, a young age to be like, you're not here to friends. That's the competition. You're here to win. Like, she had no social interaction with, like, girls her own age.
And that was the misstep, yeah.
Like, if you don't let her be, like, a person.
Yeah, and I love that there's, like, real footage, too, at the end of the movie.
Oh, like,
they
you can see how close it did it. And the fact that, like, Margot Robbie actually, like, trained for months to do some of the figure skating stuff. Like, they had, like, 2 body doubles for, like, the, like, legit big stuff. But, like, she was doing a lot of that skating herself, which is impressive.
Yes, absolutely. And it was good. I loved that story, man.
Yeah, It definitely... I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
Yeah, I think tonight up on the docket is, like, The Shape of Water, and maybe one more is on the docket.
Yeah,
maybe Lady Bird, who knows?
Yeah, I'm still going to watch... I'm watching, I think... Like, Liz and I are going to watch The Florida Project, like, this week at some point.
Ooh, can't wait to hear what you think of that.
And then because we're doing we bought the tickets for the AMC thing, we're watching... Like the last Saturday of February and the first Saturday of March, Liz and I are doing that AMC showcase. We're seeing all the Best Picture movies. So we're seeing 5 on the 28th and, like, 5 on the 3rd or something like that.
Wow.
Or 4 on the 3rd. So we're seeing... Yeah, so it's... Like, I like to watch Darkest Hour and Dunkirk back-to-back, which will be a very British treat, I guess.
Can I ask you, like, a really legit question right now?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you have emotions? Because that sounds like a sad day. I feel like a majority of the Best Picture noms are so sad.
Yeah, I don't emote well in movies, like, when I watch them. Like, it has to be, like, a legitimate sad movie for me to, like, get choked up or anything like that, but there's some movies that, like, you leave, like, just, like, all you are in, like, a self-reflective state, like, what am I doing with my life? What did I watch?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Man, there's some heavy movies I've seen like that, and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Go ahead.
Because I'm pretty sure, I think the first week, we end on Get Out, so at least we'll be ending on something I know, but it's like...
Yeah.
But I think The Shape of Water and, like, 3 Billboards, and then, like, Darkest Hour and Dunkirk are, like, one day. I'm like, that's going to be so much to take in that day.
Just, like, heavy.
I don't think there's anything like overly happy in any of the Best Picture nominees. Lady Bird, maybe. Maybe
there's some
at least a little comical.
Did Florida Project get a nom for best?
No, Florida Project I think just got Defoe.
Damn, that's sad because I thought that
right.
That had that comedy side that I thought. Do you think that the Academy needs to get like new ways to vote for best stuff?
Well, they changed I think like a decade or so ago, they changed it to a preferential ballot. Do you know the preferential ballot? So, from what I understand, it's for after the nominations, they everyone votes by ranking the movies 1 through 9 or 10 or whatever the amount there are, and then how it goes is they take all the number ones, so like a movie that might have the most number ones might not win if the movie that has all the number twos has so many more, like if everyone voted it high, it will move up in the ranking. So like movies get dropped off on the list is how it works. Like once they order them all up, like the 10 and the 9 start dropping off, like the ones with the least amount of votes in that order. But in theory, the movie with like 3 Billboards is not everyone's number 1, but everyone's number 2. It has a chance of winning. It's a really weird system.
That is really weird and interesting.
But it's like, I guess it's how they do it now. It's just like if everyone ranks it high, it's gonna do better than like if everyone either ranked it a number 1 or number 5. Like that one will do more damage to it.
When you go to see this, what do you call that, showcase? I guess would be okay. Is that through Movie Pass as well, or is this a different thing?
Unfortunately not. It's like I'm paying. I think what it ends up being like $6 or $8 a movie.
That's not terrible.
No, I mean it adds up when you're seeing 9 movies, but it's not bad. And like it's through AMC, so they give you like when I did it one year, they give like concessions and like in between the movies they do some trivia and they'll give you like prizes like posters or clothing or like AMC gift cards or something. So it's kind of fun, and you can bring in like outside food and like blankets and stuff because you're gonna be there like for like 10 hours.
Shit, man, you should bring your podcasting stuff.
Just do a like an after like a. Cause I think there's usually like
interview people.
So you
yeah,
have like 15 minutes between showings, so you don't have to like get a drink, go to the bathroom, get back in your seat.
Damn, only 15 minutes between showings. Whew.
Well, but they give you like I think they give you a longer break at lunch and like a longer break at dinner.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Because you're there from like the first showing's like at 10:30 and like the last movie, if it's like 5, is like at 8. So you're there for like 10 to 12 hours. So it's a day.
Wow, that's crazy.
But you get to see a lot of movies and you're just in that world. And sometimes seeing a movie on the big screen makes a world of difference.
You're not wrong there, man. Do you think they're going to do like a 36 or 48 hour marathon of the MCU leading up to Infinity War in the theaters?
Well, they did it. They've done it for other movies. I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't know. You don't think you could do it. Like, I don't think you could sit in a theater that long. I think you would drive yourself insane.
Probably.
I mean, there's so many movies to watch, and they're all like 2 hours and change to 2.5. Like you're in there for a bit.
Ooh.
But I'm just right now. The only MC thing I'm excited about right now is like Black Panther's in like 4 days.
Yeah, it's coming close. It's coming soon. Actually, Black Panther's tomorrow, dude.
It will be tomorrow. Like I think all the tickets around me are sold out at least for like the first weekend. So
for the first weekend, really?
Well, unless I see it like at a weird time and like I have to like buy myself to get like a seat. I looked on like AMC, and if I want to see it using Movie Pass, I have to not see like one of like the Dolby or the IMAX. I have to like see it like at a standard screen, which isn't terrible, but
telling you, bro, you should just come down to Lafayette for the meeting, and then you can just go with us to the Goodrich Theater that takes Movie Pass.
I know. I got to figure that out. I'll let you guys know soon, though.
Sure, that sounds great. Do you want to go ahead and go back a little bit and rate Princess Bride? We kind of forgot to do that.
We really tangented off into a whole other world of movies, but it's fine.
It is fine. It's what we do.
Yeah, and I think I messaged you before we recorded, and I was like, I think Veronica's going to be mad at me, because, I gave it a 3 out of 5.
That's not bad though.
No,
You didn't like shame it.
It's a good movie, but like if the Foodies Watching Movies 5 out of 5 is Get Out, then Princess Bride can't be anywhere close to that. In my opinion. If that's our bar, then yeah, it can't be. It's a good movie in its own right, but I think if I found it as a kid, it might be higher. But yeah, watching it for the first time just a few days ago is not. Yeah, it's 3 out of 5, and I think it's a very respectable movie, and my score might change as I watch it more. But
maybe we should go through and listen to all the Foodies from season 2 here,
and have
and write down every movie that we've actually reviewed, and don't write what we reviewed it at that point, okay? And then look at all the movies as a whole, and together decide what goes where in the top whatever we did.
That would be interesting.
And that way, then we can go, oh, this is a 5-star movie. Oh, this is how we see what a 3-star movie looks like. Oh, look, we actually surprisingly have reviewed a 1-star movie. It gives us variety.
I don't think we've reviewed a 1-star movie yet.
We haven't, but we will. I have plans.
We should just watch an outright just awful panned movie.
Birdemic. We're watching it. There's no question. I'm making you guys watch Birdemic.
I thought you were gonna say Birdman for a second. I'm like, Birdman? What are you talking about?
No. Oh my God. I love Birdman. That's a whole other podcast we could do. Oh my God. We should do Michael Keaton Day and do all the Michael Keaton stuff like Beetlejuice and Batman and Multiplicity and Birdman, and he was in Other Guys, and he was in Spider-Man.
I loved him in Other Guys when he was where did he work at? Bed Bath & Beyond?
He did work at Bed Bath & Beyond. Hey,
but treated
you
it
guys,
like he was still the police chief.
Listen to you. Hey, you guys, you two, right there. Don't go do anything stupid. Don't go chasing any waterfalls. What, Chief? Was that just a TLC reference? What? No. It wasn't a TLC reference. What's TLC? Get down here, guys. Go. Don't, creep. No one says creep.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
are you sure?
And I was going to ask you, did Veronica notice the fact that there's a Princess Bride Gotham correlation?
Carol Kane.
Yeah. I didn't know. She didn't mention it on the show, so I wasn't sure if she'd noticed that.
I don't think that we chose to put those neurons together to decide that, because I spaced that too. I think I wanted to bring it up, and then the conversation steered well away, really far away from Carol Kane. She's not heavily prominent in that movie, but she's in the movie.
It's just because, with her and the old age makeup looked kind of like Carol Kane now, or at least how she did as Mrs. Cobblepot. I was like, oh.
That's crazy. I wonder if that was what they were watching to decide that they needed her to be. What's her name? Gertrude Cobblepot.
I loved her in Gotham.
She
gotta
was
love
great.
Your mother, and the fact that what's his name? I always call him Pee Wee Herman, but has the dad.
Damn it! What's his name? Paul Rubin.
Playing Mr. Cobblepot for a second time.
Really?
Yeah, he was in he was in Batman Returns as played the same role. Yeah, he was in that intro with holding the baby and putting him in the water. Yeah,
Norfolken Way, pal. Yeah, I'm looking that up right now.
You gotta watch it.
I'm looking it up now, dude. Batman.
I think it's Batman Returns. That's the second one, right?
Yeah, with DeVito. I just single-handedly left-hand typed that, by the way, on the laptop. IMDb's right here. It's actually highly rated. That's a movie. Brandon wants to come on next time and do Batman Returns Riff Track, since we did the first episode in season 1, Batman.
Oh, I'd be up for that.
So, and then maybe in season 3 we do Forever, and then season 4 we do and Robin.
And then hit the new ones.
Oh yeah, I like it. That way we spread it out and take our time. Okay, so that hurts. I just saw something that literally hurt my soul while I was just scrolling on this to tell you about
Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker?
No. Oh yeah, Paul Rubin. Fucking yes, Penguin's father.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. That's an amazing little fact that I did not know, and I'm very thankful that you just told me that. No, the thing that upset me that I just read on the IMDb is writing credits. Bob Kane.
Oh, well,
and that's it.
Well, wasn't Bob Kane's wife in Batman or Batman Returns?
Really?
I think she was like one of the random not extra, but like a minor character in one of the scenes.
I'm looking now. Okay, not in Forever, or not in Returns. So maybe in the first one.
It was probably in the first, because that was the first feature-length Batman film, so Bob Kane would have been all over that.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well,
folks,
I think his grave still says, like, I think it's very Batman-centric.
Okay, let me tell you what, that Sarah brought that up, not on Foodies, but to me, that Bob Kane's grave is a travesty because it is so inaccurate. It is so disrespectful to the history of the Batman character, and when you know the real story, you know.
Well, isn't it say like something like the man who created Batman, or
that God handed him the idea from Batman from the heavens and all this shit? Yeah.
Well, that was his. He loved pushing his own truth.
Oh,
he's Donald Trump.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. That's a terrifying. Dude, you nail on the head. I'm trying to look to see if Bob Kane's wife was in the first movie either, and I'm not seeing anybody by the last name of Kane.
I thought I remember hearing something that it was. I don't know it for a fact. That's just what I heard.
I'll have to actually do some research on that and report back on a Journey into Comics episode.
Yeah, no worries.
So what would you give I, Tonya if you were to rate it?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I'd give it like a 4.2.
Same.
Out of 5. It's a very solid movie. Because my bar of Best Picture films I've seen no, actually, I thought it wasn't nominated for a Best Picture.
Shockingly.
It should have been, in my opinion. I was actually kind of surprised Darkest Hour got in, because I heard Gary Oldman makes the movie what it is, but I feel like it's kind of like the Florida Project. Like, he should have been nominated for actor, but not necessarily the picture itself. But
yeah, they kind of
is.
fudged that one up.
Well.
So we got that down. Did you watch Little Nicky when you were growing up? Is that one of your movies?
I love that movie.
Same.
You turned his Coke into a Pepsi.
That's your big transformation? You turned a Coke into a Pepsi. Oh, man, that's hilarious.
God, so many things about that movie. And I like the fact, like, the actors in that movie are like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know that guy. It's just like a who's who of people that were big at that time.
Man, there's so many great
like
actors in that
Kevin
movie.
Nealon.
Yeah, Kevin Nealon's in it, and Dana Carvey.
Wasn't he the one who had the boobs on his head?
Yeah, tit head. Harvey Keitel. Rodney Dangerfield.
So many good things about that. A lot of the Adam Sandler staples, like Rob Schneider and...
Yeah, Rob Schneider. Henry Winkler. Covered in bees. You know?
How you doing?
That's hilarious. Ozzy. Reese Witherspoon.
Here, hit him with this. Just slam over the head with a big rock to send him to...
Oh, man.
That's
an awesome concept. I would love to have a Little Nicky, too. I think if you put together the right script, it would be hilarious. Like Nikki and her kid.
Adam Sandler was he held out on making a sequel until he made Grown Ups 2, and you're like, of all the movies you can make a sequel to, you did Grown Ups? Come on. What are you doing?
Ugh.
But I wouldn't want it to, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want it to, like, become something bad. Like, I wouldn't want it to become, like, a current Adam Sandler film.
Oh, no.
I will say, though, you gotta watch it on Netflix. What is it? Not the, it's that movie he does with Ben Stiller and, I gotta look it up. It's gonna bug me. Oh, the Meyerowitz stories.
Okay.
It's part of, Adam Sandler's, his deal with Netflix with all those movies he made. And it's it's kind of the same vein of, like, Punch Drunk Love and Reign Over Me. It's a very serious film, and I think that might be where Adam Sandler should maybe go, because he does those really well, like, lately. Like, the movies that have some, like, passion to them, or they're not just slapstick humor.
Man, Reign Over Me is so fucking heavy, dude.
That one will just like, you'll just feel empty inside after like you watch that movie. You're just like, oh.
Absolutely, that is the best way to say it. You do feel empty, just like, okay, can I just go curl up in a ball now, please?
Right.
And just go away forever.
There's just, I don't know, that's still probably my favorite Adam Sandler film. I mean, it's on its own because it's a very serious movie and Don Cheadle's also really good in it, but not a lot of like, there's movies like, that movie's not a rewatch movie though. Like you can't like, oh, I'm just gonna have a good night, watch that movie, because you'll just be like, why did I do that to myself?
You know, and the movie's not that bad until they add the fucking song at the end. And that's what ruins the movie for me. Because now every time I hear that fucking song, I think Adam Sandler screaming in court and crying his eyes out and shit, and I'm like,
because they put that
trauma.
Like when they put the picture in front of him, and he just starts like crying the song.
Yes.
Like, it's because like, and it was very timely because it was like post 9/11. It was just
yeah. I think it was that movie came out in 2010, maybe, or 2009. So it was around. It was getting close to the 10-year anniversary of 9/11 when that movie came out. Yeah. Man, Don Cheadle's amazing in that movie too. You know.
Yeah, great cast.
You like almost forget he's in the movie because of how dramatic that Adam Sandler makes the movie.
Right. And you're like, is that even Adam Sandler? What is going on?
And then you're like, shit. And you know what's interesting? Tying Adam Sandler into this episode now, because we talked about Mel Brooks earlier, and he goes to that Mel Brooks marathon he's trying to get Don Cheadle to go to. It's like 24 hours of Brooks.
Yeah, and I love the whole story, like their whole relationship they've had. Like he only wants to hang out with Don Cheadle because he knew Adam Sandler's character before his family, and he wanted to like have something that wasn't connected to like his current life,
so he could forget. Yeah. He saw a way to forget, and that's the hardest thing for a person grieving to do. Because part of you wants to hold on to the memory forever. You know, you cherish all the memories. Of course, with cherishing good memories, when a really traumatic bad memory happens, it sticks out there. Right. And the worst thing to do in your mind is forget that person, but you almost have to. You almost have to like separate 100% from yourself and go on your own vision quest and try to like redefine yourself as a person when something like that happens. So that movie like definitely hits home with what that is like. I totally vibe with that. So
we should watch on Foodies. We should watch Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind.
Ooh, man. Ooh, heavy. Also heavy. Good. Did you ever watch the like Sunshine Cleaner, I think was that movie? Or Sunshine Cleaning or something?
I've never seen the previews for it, but I don't think I ever actually saw it.
It's a fucked up movie, dude.
Isn't that where they're like crime scene cleaners?
Yeah, they go clean up like after a crime scene has been fully investigated.
Like,
and
they're like cleaning up blood and whatever is left behind and all that.
Yeah, and of course things like that like make the conversations really personal. So the whole movie is like two people having their most personal conversation, and you like feel it the whole time. Very heavy, very very heavy movie.
So we're just gonna have a somber Foodies and just watch a bunch of just gut wrenching films. Just be like, we're just all just really quiet and just be the worst episode. Just like, so what do you guys want to talk? I don't know. I'm just gonna sit here.
The saddest episode ever.
Oh gosh, but. Yeah, we probably should wrap it up. I think we're probably approaching almost a 2-hour episode with the lead-in.
I love it because Foodies never gets to be 2 hours. We always have to cut them so short sometimes.
But, one thing, I wrote it down because I saw it, and it's, I think it's movie news, and it's also kind of sad. Did you hear about Johan Johansson?
Is that the guy from Sweeney Todd?
No, he's a composer. He did a bunch of Denis Villeneuve films. He like just died like the other day out of the blue. Like he's like 49 years old. Like he did the score for Prisoners, Theory of Everything, Sicario, Nerve, Arrival, Mother, and Blade Runner 2049.
Wow.
And like just like out of nowhere, like they don't have any details. Like he just died out of the blue.
That's sad and terribly crazy. What was that guy, dude? Another guy died. Reggie.
Oh yeah, he was in
Fantastic Four. He was also in
House of Cards and Luke Cage. Oh, they did. Yeah. I did see that they did. He finished filming for Luke Cage season 2 before he died, so that'll be his last finished work.
Yeah, lung cancer, man. That's why you shouldn't smoke. That's
right.
a PSA from Nate. Don't fucking smoke cigarettes. You're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
The end. That's like the truest shit I can say to you right now. Anyways, bringing it back onto that shit.
Just ending it with a PSA about smoking. Don't smoke anything ever.
Okay, well, I already did the plugs in like the middle of the episode, so I don't know if it's.
We can just end it and just.
Yeah, it's fucking weird to do, but I'm into it. Do you want to go ahead and lead the outro of the show, my brother?
Yeah, that was Foodies Watching Movies for this week and the after show. I am Andrew.
I'm Nate.
And have a great day.
Later.